Barnes Restaurant is celebrating 50 years of serving Savannah, offering these delicious, money-saving takeout specials.
20-piece hand-breaded chicken finger basket for only $19.75. 12 pieces fried or rotisserie chicken for only $19.75. And feed a large group quick with our 50-piece fried or rotisserie chicken for just $50.
Call ahead for faster service or order online at barnesrestaurant.com.
Good evening and welcome to Colquitt County Tom White Field at MacTharp Stadium, home of the Colquitt County Packers, affectionately known in these parts as the Hog Pen here in Moultrie, Georgia, where tonight your Benedictine Cadets have rolled into town to take on the Colquitt County Packers, two state powerhouses meeting in week one. The season is here. Christian Gokel, and I can already see the inquisiting thoughts going in the comments. Where's the video? Well, I will say we were told about an hour and a half before the game, you're not shooting video due to NFHS. So we had no really prior warning to tonight's ball game that we weren't going to be allowed to do that. But that happened to us just a little bit before we actually got to the stadium here this afternoon. So Christian Gokel, you'll have to listen to my, well, I'd rather say award-winning play-by-play tonight against Colquitt County. But that being said, sorry about the video. That's the best we could say. It was pulled out from under us at the last minute. Excited to see this football game and call this football game. Yeah. Why? Look in the far end zone. 94, 214, 2015 state champions, region champions, deep into the playoff appearances for Colquitt County. Benedictine, well, you're following us here on Watch BC Sports. You know the history with Danny Britt here and the Cadets. And a little new look tonight. Christian Gokel, all white, with the maroon letters and numbers, not that out of the ordinary, but the white helmets with the maroon Cadets making a appearance tonight. Understand that's new for this year. They will not be wearing them every game, but select games. And the all-white look with the white helmet tonight looks good up against the black and gold of the Colquitt County Packers. And just selfishly, two uniform combos tonight that you and I can see the letters when they get hot and sweaty, because it is humid here tonight out there on the field.
I will say we are to the point now, Kevin, where the GHSA gave everybody a few grace years, but they said no more gradients or gray on black, anything like that. So, yeah, I love it. I talked about this last week against Camden. It's two powerhouses, two blue bloods in the state of Georgia right here. And Colquitt County's been great for a long, long time. BC with a strong history in football and really started to dominate over the past 15, 20 years. So two state powerhouses, two very recent state champions meeting here. And I love, Kevin, when you get to go to a different stadium. I know last year we started in Statesboro, which is an awesome experience. Always cool to get the guys out there on a neutral site. But getting to come to one of the more premier spots where a lot of great players have played over the years is really special. And, again, we apologize if you're just tuning in. It will be radio only tonight. We were under the assumption for the past month that it was going to be a video broadcast, but NFHS has the broadcast rights to the games this evening. So, again, like the OGAs, we are on a radio broadcast tonight, and we're really excited, Kevin, because this one should be a show.
That's going to be great. A couple of quick notes early that pertain to the Benedictine Cadets. Christian, no Mackay tonight and no Wyatt Estabrook. So your back end of the defense is going to look a little different for BC this evening. They're guys that can play, but it's going to be a little shaken up in the far back of the secondary.
Yeah, kind of a double negative there as well. You lose Wyatt and you lose Mackay. Mackay during the game last week against Camden had the pick six and then was hurt on the next drive, I believe, when Camden was able to get a long return on a kickoff and then threw a slant. Mackay kind of hobbled to the sideline. He's not able to go this week, and then Wyatt Estabrook during the course of the week, he's unable to go as well. So back in the secondary there, again, double negative, you're having to pull Josh Washington away from his receiver position on the offensive side. He's going to be playing one of those safety spots. And then opposite him, again, you're starting to test the depth a little bit. Backup quarterback Amari Burse, who's a wonderful athlete and played some corner last week against Camden. You kind of have to take the break in case of emergency off of him and start playing him on defense too.
Yeah, so he'll be back there. It's not all negative Nancy news tonight, Christian. You do have Larson Little back, who did not play in the scrimmage last week, and you should have JoJo Sutton back for the opener here tonight, who also did not play in the scrimmage last week.
Yeah, Black, I thought, stood out in that scrimmage. I know you were down a couple of starters there in the secondary. He wasn't able, Black was able to go, and after kind of a rocky first couple of drives, really stepped up, and I thought one of the players of the game in that scrimmage last week against Camden. And then, Larson Little, your leader on the inside of the defense, play caller. He's the one who's going to get that defense set and lined up out there. Excited to see him back, a guy who you're going to be saying his name a lot this evening.
All right, Christian, two of the state's best going at it tonight here in Deep South Georgia. And we go back to last week. Stephen Cannon, fully healthy, looked good. I got to say, offensively, they had a few moments. I thought it was kind of vanilla, but it did also look like BC's offense. He made some plays. One drive stalled on a two-hand touch. That wouldn't be the case here tonight. But by and large, number ones scored 2 touchdowns, probably had a drive going to at least get a chance for points. And that one that was stalled. Defensively, you gave up 2 scores. Granted, Camden was also kind of vanilla, but your 2 scores were inside the red zone on a big kick return and then a block punt. Outside of that, Camden didn't really move the football on you. Now it's games for real, and you're going to see a different animal tonight. No pun intended, the Wildcat to a hog, but you get a different style where Colquitt last couple of years, they want to line up, and much like you would think if somebody called the Packers, they're going to try to just pound you at the line of scrimmage and maul you with a ground game. Yeah,
it's interesting. They, in the Rush Probst era and beyond, they were throwing the football a lot, wanted to spread you out and kind of air raid you a little bit, but you, like a good coach does, they've brought it back and said, hey, we've got really talented running backs led by Jay Lamar, the Georgia recruit, a 4-star back there, and one of the top backs in the country. When you have guys like that, you want to give them the ball as much as possible. So last year, I don't know that they broke 1,500 yards passing in the season, but still made a deep run in the playoffs. So this is a very talented Colquitt team, and one that Kevin's going to try to come straight at the BC front 7.
Yeah, that puts a lot of pressure up front. I thought that was a bright spot last week, the front 7. Even with Larson Little out there on the inside, guys were making plays. And certainly you talk about the front 4, they were disruptive against a 6A. I mean, you could say it was vanilla. They were still trying to not let you in the backfield. And at times you were impressively dominant moving some of those guys out of the way.
Yeah, I'll say the front 3 really stood out for me. Gavin Smith, Isaac Scott, and then, of course, the man himself, Cam Cody, who's the spear point of this defense. I thought those guys played outstanding. And the way I described it to Coach Britt on the Danny Britt show, and he agreed, was they played violent. And when you play that violent as a defensive front, the rest of your team kind of feeds off of that. You're going to need that tonight because, again, Colquitt's going to hit you with zone. They're going to hit you with pin and pulls. They're going to try to get outside of some toss plays. So there's a lot of different stuff coming at you tonight. But if you have a couple of guys in there on the inside that require 2 or 3 offensive linemen, and then Mr. Guyton's waiting on the outside, that puts a lot of pressure on those front 5 for Colquitt.
Certainly does. And again, I'm excited to see the matchup, offense versus defense, both ways. Special teams, watching Colquitt kind of warm up. I feel like it's kind of a draw, maybe a slight push towards Colquitt County. But all in all, I think you saw some bright spots for BC at times in the special team game. And as we said last week, may not be great this week, may not be great next week. Week 8, 9, 10 of the season, you expect it could come a long, long ways from those guys getting snaps.
Yeah, and I think Camden threw something at BC they weren't necessarily expecting last week. That's a team that was really overhauled the past couple of years, and from 2024 to 2025, their defensive front got a lot better. They threw some twists at BC and some stunts that maybe these guys haven't seen before. So as you look at that, Kevin, I think the offensive line kind of settled in on that first drive, was able to punch in for a touchdown, and then again, you get the pick 6 from Mackay and able to put up 14 points there in the first half. You come out tonight, you were talking about Stephen Cannon a little while ago. I never like to judge a quarterback too much in a spring game or in a scrimmage like that because they're under the threat of not being sacked, but just being touched and the play's over. I thought Stephen Cannon played a little bit fast just because he wanted to be able to get the ball out. If he can settle in to the pocket tonight, and he's really good at extending plays and breaking tackles. So I think you see another element to his game this evening that you just really can't see in a 2-hand touch or 1-hand touch or 1-finger touch scrimmage like we saw last week.
Certainly it is the Barnes Restaurant pregame show celebrating 50 years. Get your tailgate supplies ready there at Barnes Restaurant. Next week, a big one, a home opener against Buford. Get Barnes on the horn right now and get that tailgate set up, ordered up, and ready to go. We're coming right back here, Barnes pregame show, and this is Benedictine football presented by Cash and Carry.
Want to make some extra cash just by sitting on your couch? At Cash and Carry in Savannah, Georgia, we buy any car, no matter the condition, and take it right off the road. Just visit the link, enter your car details, and get an instant offer. Cash and Carry, turning cars into cash without leaving your couch.
Cool Vibes Pizza and Wings is one of Savannah's most popular. Could be the New York style pizza, or the pasta, or sandwiches, or wings. Whatever you choose, Cool Vibes has their own unique style. Check them out at 4501 Montgomery Street, Savannah.
Welcome to Sandnat Golf Carts, where luxury meets quality. We offer a wide selection of top-notch custom golf carts to suit your every need. With our extensive inventory, you're sure to find the ride of your dreams. Plus, our flexible financing options make it easier than ever to drive one off the lot today. Whether you're cruising the neighborhood or joyriding with the family, Sandnat Golf Carts is here to provide exceptional service every step of the way. Visit us today to elevate your ride.
Welcome back to Moultrie here as we get ready for Benedictine and Colquitt County tonight here. Again, the sky's a little cloudy. We did see some flashes of lightning way off in the distance. That was about 30 minutes ago. Looking to the west, Christian, which is the direction the weather is coming from, looks like it's opening up a little bit. You can see some orange of the sun out there in the far distance, and it would portend that we are going to get this ball game in, hopefully on time. Looks like the weather's kind of moving off there to the side.
Yeah, I mean, it's a perfect night for football, Kevin, and I think after the last few weeks that we've dealt with heat-wise, this one's going to work. So I think perfect South Georgia August night for football.
Absolutely, and again, Colquitt County and the Cadets getting ready to play here to start the season. And again, the first of a couple of huge football games, Christian. You got Buford next week, Colquitt here this week. This is the all-out way to start the football season if you want to find out what you got for down the road. And a Danny Britt kind of philosophy, if you will. A Danny Britt philosophy of
check back in with you, Kevin. A little crowded in the press box right now. Didn't catch what you were saying. I apologize.
Scheduling up here early in the season.
Yeah,
Danny Britt kind of staple there.
Yeah, I mean, last year you played Raven Gap. It's just been great team after great team to start the season, Kevin. And you do that like you did last week. You got a problem on the punt team. You're not going to see that if you play a very overmatched team. You play against a Camden, they notice it, expose it, and block a punt. So you'd rather that happen early in the season. Not saying games like tonight don't matter, but when it comes to making the playoffs, you just want to have the mistakes and the holes filled before you hit region play.
Absolutely. Game one out of the shoot here. Christian, let's start with Benedictine. What are your keys tonight offensively for the Cadets here in game number one?
Stanley Smart. I think any level of football, you have to be able to run the football when you're on the road against a very good team. And so Stanley Smart, your starting running back, he's moved to number 5 on the roster there, Kevin. He is a cut and go kind of a guy. And he kind of figured that out last year, where when you're a playmaker and you've been playing football in the front row with your friends since you were 4 or 5, and you know you can juke and you're faster than everybody, you can go kind of back and forth. That's kind of the initial thought you want to do instead of just hitting the hole hard. Last year, he kind of figured out the more touches he got, if he just hits the hole that's called really hard and then makes a cut, nobody can touch him. And he did that time after time. And then, Kevin, I thought became more of a threat out of the backfield as well. So Stanley Smart, one of those guys that I'm watching for tonight, he has to have a big game if BC is going to get going on offense.
Looks like we may be breaking here for the national anthem as we roll on here in the Barnes Restaurant pregame show. About 15 minutes to go until kickoff here in Moultrie tonight. This is Cadet Football presented by Cash and Carry.
Barnes Restaurant is celebrating 50 years of serving Savannah, offering these delicious, money-saving takeout specials.
20-piece hand-breaded chicken finger basket for only $19.75. 12 pieces fried or rotisserie chicken for only $19.75. And feed a large group quick with our 50-piece fried or rotisserie chicken for just $50.
Call ahead for faster service or order online at barnesrestaurant.com.
BC Brothers Moving is Savannah's most trusted moving service. From residential to commercial to packing supplies, BC Brothers does it all. Let BC Brothers' energetic, trustworthy team wrap it, pack it, and move it for you. Check out BC Brothers online at bcbrothersmoving.com or give them a like on Facebook.
Plan your hunting getaway and escape to experience the beauty of Mossy Pond. Our diverse property right here in Pierce County allows you to enjoy various types of hunts, including plantation-style quail, hog, pheasant, and flooded timber-style duck hunts, all within 24 hours. At the center of it all, experience scenic, rustic, beautiful, and inviting amenities like luxury lodging, our first-class pro shop, fine dining, and the perfect event space. Book now and see why Mossy Pond Lodge is Georgia's premier hunting paradise.
When it comes to blocking all the obstacles that life throws your way, let Bernard Williams and Auto Owners Insurance help you dodge the hits, analyze the playing field, and run the ball all the way home. We shield you so you can have peace of mind when it comes to auto, home, life, or business insurance. As one of the oldest and most respected independent insurance agencies in the Southeast, we know what it means to stand behind the people we protect head on. Trust in the power of the shield since 1934. For more information, go to thepoweroftheshield.com.
I'm Kenny Granger from Cash and Carry. We're a family-owned business right here in Savannah. We have sections of vehicles that really make it all simple. You'll get a printout of where the vehicle's at, the color of the vehicle. We really want them to be able to come in the yard and find out right where they need to be. The average savings would be at least 70, 80, could be even 90% compared to original manufactured parts. So you can come to a place like Cash and Carry and find the parts that you need at an extremely reasonable price. We'd love for you to come check us out.
Criminal defense, family law, child custody, DUI, and divorce. When so much is on the line, you need expert legal representation. The one to call is Savannah's own Jonathan V. Dunn, PC, attorney at law. Voted the Thomson Reuters super lawyer consecutively since 2023 and an Avo top attorney rating of 9.7. You can count on Jonathan V. Dunn to leave no stone unturned to deliver the justice you seek. Contact 912-200-9352 or online at jvdattorney.com.
Welcome back here to Moultrie, Georgia. The 50th Regiment Band of Colquitt County performing the national anthem tonight here as we get ready for Cadets and Packers. Again, if you're just joining us, unfortunately, audio only tonight. That pulled out from under us literally just a couple hours before kickoff here. So we had every intention of bringing you video, and we were told otherwise at the last moment, much to our dismay. But we'll still bring you excellent play-by-play of tonight's ball game between the Packers and the Cadets. So we apologize about that, and we look to get back on in the future and hopefully enjoy tonight's broadcast with us here as well. But obviously the start of a football season is so much fun, pageantry, small town high school football here in South Georgia means so much. And you can tell for a season opener, it was going to be a full house anyway here in Moultrie, but great opponent coming to town. They're going to pack it in here a little bit extra tonight as well. Looks like that cell, very slow moving, Christian. The clouds have kind of hung in that same position the last 15, 20 minutes. Off in the distance, you can see some gold of the sunset. So it looks like we're going to be okay. Cross your fingers to get things started on time here in about 10 minutes or so.
Don't jinx us, Kevin.
Well, anyways, so we talked about the offensive keys before the national anthem break. Let's talk about defense tonight for Benedictine. We mentioned up front, but obviously some guys getting their first action, didn't play in the scrimmage last week, and some questions in the backfield here in tonight's ball game. Where you start?
Yeah, so because of that, I got 3 points. Number one, bend but don't break. You got two new guys playing in secondary, two immensely talented athletes who have played a whole lot of snaps for you. Of course, Josh Washington, one of your superstars on offense, flipping over to play safety now, Amari Burse, who was your quarterback for the region run last year and then led you to a couple of playoff victories. He's going to be the other safety, but because of that, playing new positions that you haven't necessarily played live fire before. So bend but don't break. Probably not going to call anything overly complicated and just try to keep a shell over the top tonight. Second point, you got to tackle. I think you got a really good taste of it last week against Camden, but this is a little bit different level of aggression right now, Kevin, in the regular season. So got to be able to wrap up and tackle when you get your hands on these guys, especially Jalen Marcus. He could take it to the house if he makes a guy miss. And then third, one guy, Cam Cody, number 55 on the inside for the defense. He has to ball out tonight. for BC. Be the force that we saw last week against Camden, where you could have called a holding call on every single play. He just lines up right over the center and mauls them. If you can do that, you can try to start slowing down and stringing out this really talented rushing attack and let the back seven do their job.
And, of course, we made it through the whole defensive preview, and you haven't mentioned LaDamian Guyton, who, again, came to BC because he wanted to play in some big-time games, Christian, and tonight it's a big-time football game. Kind of saw him drop in coverage, maybe do some things he might have to do over the course of the season. I think if you want to take on that third Scroggins role, when it came, getting after it time,
right.
Third Scroggins was there. I think you're looking for LaDamian Guyton to kind of have that similar impact of, hey, we need to play. He's going to be unblockable. If you're the number one player in next year's class, you got to have some of those moments that make you say, that guy was doing all he could and it wasn't happening. You're getting by you. So I'm interested to watch him tonight. First big test, obviously, of the season for him, and how much of an impact he can make defensively. As you know, teams are like third going to try to flow away from him initially.
I think where you're going to see an impact regardless. He's as advertised, but where you can really see him just completely break a game is if BC is able to get a lead, say a 2-score lead, and Colquitt has to potentially start getting into they're going to pass situations. That's where he can start to break games wide open. And I think you kind of mix and match with him a little bit where you might send him from the edge. You can send him on a zone blitz from the outside where he's kind of lined up as a nickel. Some people call it the joker. Some people, I think Alabama now is calling it the apex position, but just lining up outside the defensive end as kind of a slot guy, sending him from there. But he's just such a freak athlete. I remember watching Otis Reese, who ended up going to Ole Miss during his time at Lee County, and it's just there's moments where it doesn't matter how good you are. Sometimes the 5-star is going to 5-star, and it's when you just turn them loose and let them go be the freak athletes that they are, they can do that. And I think LaDamian is right there with the rest of them. So if at some point tonight they're in obvious passing situations, watch out.
I think Christian said let the 5-star be 5-star. I've talked to coaches, and you've heard some of these stories yourself, Christian, where I had a coach several years ago talk about Eric Berry when he was at Creekside. He said, look, we had it schemed right. We had it played right. My guy even did what he was supposed to, had the angle right, and he just beat us. It's like, so what do you want to do at the end of the day? So those are things to watch out for. Certainly on Colquitt, what are we looking for? They've got a young quarterback who started a little bit as a freshman last year in 10th grade, Cohen Lawson, who they expect some good things from as he progresses. But a team that only threw for about 1,300 yards. You say, well, that's pretty good. Well, they played like 14 games last year. So that'll give you an idea of how much they want to throw the football. And Jay Lamar, that running back, and they've got another one, I believe it is, just had his name in front of me. We'll get to it as we go. Jamari Stokes, who really like to run the football. And if you can slow those guys down, I think you could put their offense in a bind.
Yeah, I know, Kevin. And it's such a talented attack, and they're going to try to approach it a lot of different ways. It's not just going to be inside zone, inside zone, inside zone. They're going to give you counters. They're going to get the quarterback running on the outside, handing it back off, coming the other way, tosses, options. It's going to be an attack, and they're going to try to find the weak spots in BC's defense and exploit it. But the problem is, like from watching those teams that run it, one guy takes a step, keeps his eye in the backfield, and all of a sudden the ball is going over his head. So got to play discipline and count on those front three, and then the rest of the linebackers to go up there and clean up the mess.
We are just about ready to go here from the Hog Pen in Colquitt County tonight. We'll come back, get you ready for kickoff between the Packers and the Cadets. This is Benedictine football, and this has been the Barnes pregame show here on this opening night of high school football.
Barnes Restaurant is celebrating 50 years of serving Savannah, offering these delicious, money-saving takeout specials.
20-piece hand-breaded chicken finger basket for only $19.75. 12 pieces fried or rotisserie chicken for only $19.75. And feed a large group quick with our 50-piece fried or rotisserie chicken for just $50.
Call ahead for faster service or order online at barnesrestaurant.com.
Welcome back here to Moultrie, Georgia, Colquitt County, and Benedictine getting ready to take the field for tonight's contest. Once again, unfortunately, I just want to see comments in the section. We were planning on having video. That got ripped away from us literally hours before kickoff, much to our chagrin and surprise. So we apologize for that, but we will have the play-by-play for you here on Watch BC Sports for tonight's ball game. BC in all white, and I do mean all white, Christian. White helmets with the maroon Cadets in cursive on the helmet. That's a new look for some games here in 2025. And all white with the tops of the pants, maroon letters and numbers. Colquitt County, that traditional gold pants, black top, black helmet with the hog on the side for the Colquitt County Packers. And we passed a couple of meat packing plants on the way to the stadium. So how they get their namesake. Captains getting ready to head out on the field. Looks like for BC tonight, Christian, it's going to be Stephen Cannon, Josh Washington, I think Carlton Hall, and I can't see.
I want to say the one with the rolled up is.
It's number 6.
Cole Schumann. I was
Cole
gonna say,
Schumann.
Might be Larson. No, that's Cole.
So Cole Schumann, of course, all seniors for the captains here for BC as they head out for the coin flip. And I know it's been hit or miss sometimes. Danny Britta, old defensive guys, like, hey, put my guys out there on the field first and let's get after it. I know A.J. DePhillips has never been shy about, hey, just give me the ball. We'll go score. So interesting to see how this turns out here at the midfield tonight.
Yeah, I think it's very much which side do you feel better about, because you're going to attack either way. Which side do you feel better about right now? If you win the toss, put them out there on the field. But how about Carlton Hall, Kevin, battling back this time last year to the date, went out with a season-ending injury. Now he's back as a captain to open the season.
Certainly, again, a nice crowd has filed in. Again, Colquitt County has seating on both sides, the band in the end zone here for tonight's ball game as well. So, Christian, a full house. We expect more of the same next week for BC and Buford. So they're doing the coin flip now. Looks like BC won the toss. Let's see what Stephen Cannon tells them they want to do. He's talking to the lead official right now and still talking it over. And they're getting them sorted. Looks like BC might. He's walking with BC, so it looks like they might see what this. They're going to kick it. So they deferred to the second half. So defense will be out there first for BC, and that's where you like to get a good early stop, Christian, and hand it over to your offense.
Yeah, and again, always nice knowing that you have possession coming out of the halftime there, Kevin. But, man, what an atmosphere. Full on the other side, Kevin, and filling up even more, and then a huge BC contingent filling up 2/3 of the away side. They leave a third for the home team, and that's filled up too. We got a packed stadium here tonight.
And here come the Cadets, and they are pumped up for the 2025 season to begin as they run near side to Coach Britt and the Cadet coaches. And again, not a lot of out of bounds here on the near side. We are on the visitors' side, probably about, 8 to 10 foot less here on the visitors' side. So the bench right up there near the sideline as the Packers have run out on the field as well. So, Christian, here we go. 2025 season is about to get started, and who knows what will unfold. But for all the Cadet fans, they hope it goes well into November and December.
Oh, yeah, we got to be practicing on Thanksgiving, Kevin. That's just a given at this point.
So, Cadets awaiting word to go out, I believe. After last week, it's going to be John Brenton doing the kicking.
Yeah, and 3 kickoffs last week for John, Kevin, and the third one, it found its way into the end zone, got progressively longer with each kick. So hopefully tonight it will put one back in the end zone, just get rid of any kind of thought of a return.
So waiting for the all good, the all clear here for football tonight. It looks like the clouds are pushing off to the south, and we should be in good shape for high school football tonight here from Moultrie, Georgia. Cadets are out there. And as we talked about, John Brenton is going to be Parker Lewis to handle the kickoff duties. And maybe they saw something in tape where, hey, we're not kicking it deep.
Practice. It's a continuous battle between these two guys. Parker Lewis, the captain for BC's soccer team, who's made a deep playoff run, and he's not a guy afraid of big stages.
And it will be Rasheed Fuller back deep and Jay Lamar, who's committed to Georgia. So maybe a don't kick, especially after the kick coverage failure in the scrimmage.
Or what we could see, Kevin, they got something special up their sleeves.
To start the season?
Yeah, you never know.
Parker Lewis going to get 2025 underway here on the high school football season. He checks to his left and his right. We're ready to go. He trots forward, and he'll pooch it up out towards the 25. It's going to come down at the 20, and that's going to be taken across the 30, 35, and down to the 37-yard line. Brought down by number 24, Tristan Robertson. And Colquitt County will take over from their own 37. Good opening field position, but you see maybe didn't kick it short enough and let Jay Lamar get there.
And had some hang time, and I think BC would have wanted to make that tackle a little bit earlier, but Lamar just makes a play. But again, Kevin, it's not a touchdown. So probably during warm-ups saw something he didn't like, said, hey, we're going to go with the pooch.
So here's the sophomore quarterback for Colquitt County, Cohen Lawson's put trips out to the right one up top. He's got a running back, Lamar, to his right. BC in a three-man front. They'll look a little swing pass out in the flat. And Lamar going to be stuck out on the edge. And he'll get no gain, brought down by JoJo Sutton. Christian in a nice open field tackle.
Yeah, trying to start with an easy pass, little swing, basically just an extended toss play to Lamar. And great job by JoJo setting the edge and then beating his man to make that tackle.
They'll take Lamar out. They'll put in Stokes, the other running back. They'll put twins either side. BC going to have 3 on the down lineman. Here's the snap. They'll read, come back near side, going to be caught and immediately dropped. That's JoJo Sutton on the tackle again. He brings down the receiver out at the 43-yard line. That's number 9, Aldridge. And it'll be third down at about 6.
Yeah, they definitely trying to target Aldridge early, going after JoJo. That one looked like it could have been an RPO. I think probably just a play action, a little quick slant underneath, but brings up a 3rd and long. We talked about, Kevin, if you're Colquitt, you want to stay out of these obvious passing situations.
So third down and about 6 from the Colquitt 43. Here's the snap. A play action into slot. Oh, it's picked off. Josh Washington at midfield with the interception, and BC with great field position to start things off.
Yeah, he pulled that one out of his running back stomach really late and kind of lobbed it over the middle. And Josh Washington, who offensively last week, Kevin, had some drop issues, held on to that one, made a great play. And now, Kevin, the decision to kick off really pays off as you get a big turnover there on the 3rd play, and you're set up in plus situation.
And here comes Stephen Cannon in the offense. Got big Carlton Hall out there. Going to be at one of the tackles, the right tackle spot. So he was not a starter last week, getting the start out on that right side here as the Cadets put trips to the wide side. They move right to left.
You know AJ's going to want to take a shot.
One receiver here to the short side. Here's the snap. They will run the reverse and cutting back inside. They tried to flip it to Aaron Mallard and just too much good pursuit there from the edge. And he's going to lose about 3 yards back inside BC territory.
Yeah, BC went with a little reverse play there, but Colquitt staying at home. Nice play there. And you wonder, Kevin, the way the offensive line was kind of staying there, was that going to be a pass?
They'll bring in an H-back this time. Twins up top. One receiver here to the short side. Man in motion is going to be Mallard. They'll give it to him. He turns the corner inside. Territory at the 40, at the 35. Has a block. Makes a man miss. 25-20. At the 15. At the 10. Knocked out of bounds at the 6-yard line. What a run for Aaron Mallard. There's that speed factor, Christian, you were talking about.
Yeah, just great blocking on the outside. I think that was Carlton Hall. Yep, blocking and leading the way there, Kevin. Great job coming from the backside to really kind of set that up.
Cadets going.
And Karan Hall out there as well.
Cadets going no huddle. Quads to the top of the formation. They got Bubba Frazier wildcatted up. And Bubba takes a snap, drops it, picks it up at the 10, tries to spin out, but he's going to be brought down in the backfield by Markevian Graham. And that'll make it 2nd and goal back at the 11.
Yeah, I think we'll kind of call that one a wash. It was a low snap, but Bubba tried to start running before he had the ball.
So now they'll keep that quad formation. One receiver to the short side. Cannon, though, back there by himself. He'll check with me back to the sideline. So you got Bubba. You've got Stuart Dunn up there. And part of that quad, they'll throw the bubble screen Mallard, and Colquitt read that good. And I think you hear A.J. DePhillips in the next room. Maybe he wanted to pump that and go to the end zone.
Yeah, I mean, no one blocked the man. It was straight man coverage across the board. No one got up to Aaron's man. That was just an easy play. Lucky it wasn't a pick 6.
3rd and goal from the 15. And now what do you dial up if you're A.J. DePhillips? 9 minutes and rolling here.
I think you got Karan Hall down there at the bottom.
And nobody was on him. Now they shift. Trips here to the left, one to the right. Cannon looking. He's going to roll. Flushed. Still looking. Rolling. Throws to the end zone. Has a man. Bubba Frazier. Touchdown. Back left corner of the end zone. What a throw. A roll and toss from Stephen Cannon. Cadets lead at 6-0.
Yeah, Bubba Frazier just working his way open. Great job by Stephen Cannon just keeping the play alive. And eventually Bubba breaks it to the left side of the end zone. Makes a huge play. That's Texas Tech to Notre Dame right there. That's hard to stop.
And it'll be Parker Lewis coming on for the point after. So turnover into points. That's another Danny Britt staple, Christian Gokel. They get the pick off on the first defensive possession. They go 50 yards, and that point after is good. Lead at 7-0 over Colquitt County, 8:40 to go. This is Cadets football on Watch BC Sports, presented by Cash and Carry.
Dead or alive, we want your car. No matter the condition, running smooth or barely rolling, Cash and Carry in Savannah will buy it right off the road. Visit us now, get your instant offer, and turn that ride into cash today. We buy cars, any condition.
Criminal defense, family law, DUI, and divorce. You need representation. The one to call is Savannah's own Jonathan V. Dunn, PC, attorney at law. Voted a Thomson Reuters super lawyer consecutively since 2023. Online at jvdattorney.com.
Welcome back here to Moultrie, Georgia. Benedictine takes their opening possession 50 yards and punch it in for the touchdown. Stephen Cannon to Bubba Frazier. And now, as Christian said, kind of still kicker by audition. Parker Lewis got the kickoff and point after. And now John Britton's going to get the ensuing kickoff.
Yeah, it makes you wonder, Kevin, if that was a call earlier on the pooch.
So here is Britton checking with everybody. And now he's ready to go. He'll kick it from right to left. He'll drive it up the left hash. And out of bounds at the 4. So that'll come way out to the 35. And Colquitt again. But, again, don't want him to start with a big return.
Yeah, a little bit better leg. I think, Kevin, I don't think that was a shank. I think he put it where Danny wanted him to put it, but either hang it a little bit more inside. Obviously, you don't want to go out of bounds, but I think just aiming for that pylon right there, trying to squeak it into the end zone, or if not, coffin corner him. So, Kevin, 3 plays to start the drive for Colquitt, a run-heavy team last year, a swing pass, and then 2 passes. I think down 7-0, they might remedy that.
Yeah, some of that's just, as you know, an extension of the run game.
Yeah.
But again, I think we've said it a lot. Trying to beat BC side to side has not been a overall great recipe.
New quarterback.
So they have, this is a Wildcat with Lamar. He's going to keep it himself and stuck and got out of a tackle off to the left side, and off to the races goes Lamar at the 35-30 and tripped up out of bounds. I think he was hit in the backfield by Jaden Houston. Just couldn't wrap him up, and he got that second burst to the second level, and away he went.
Yeah, it's one of the keys to the game, Kevin. You got to tackle these guys in the open field when you get a chance. That should have been a 3-yard loss. Instead, it turns into a 40-yard gain.
And that was, I think everybody knew who was getting the football. It was going to be Jay Lamar. Here's the snap. They'll give it to him again straight ahead, and they blow it dead. Somebody must have moved. LaDamian Guyton pointing at the right tackle of Colquitt.
And we got a flag on the bottom of the field. I think they might get JoJo for retaliating.
Well, they blew it dead.
I think it might be a false start or a timeout, but BC, I think, is definitely going to get a 15-yard penalty against them.
And one would be a dead ball, most likely, if they – nope, they waved it off.
I mean, I think that's the correct call. They were both doing things they shouldn't be doing. It's a competitive football game.
And Danny Britt is really giving it to JoJo Sutton.
Yeah, you just, when a guy gets in your face, you can't respond. And you can't, especially you can't put your hand up in his face mask right there. It looks like Bubba's going to give him a quick break here.
So it'll be 1st and 10. Ball's placed on the Cadet 31-yard line here for Colquitt County. This is Lawson out of a shotgun. He'll give it straight ahead. That is going to be Stokes, and he'll get turned around. I think that was Cam Cody. See who gets up off the pile. Looks like Houston was down in there, Larson Little. So flowing to the football.
The law firm of Scott, Cody, and Smith in there.
A pretty good one.
Good defense, I'd say.
Colquitt will put a H-back to the right, and they'll motion out Stokes. Put him wide out to the left, giving him twins either side. So here's Lawson with a shotgun looking to throw. Up in his face, going to throw underneath for the screen, and had a man in his face and got rid of it quickly. That was Gavin Smith being disruptive.
Yeah, Gavin Smith disrupting the play, but on the backside of it, welcome back, Mr. Larson Little. Came up, read the screen, and saw a lead blocker in front of him and promptly deposited that lead blocker into the running back's lap. So welcome back, Mr. Little.
So 3rd down and 10, another 3rd and long here for Colquitt. Lawson's got Lamar next to him on his left. Stack receivers either side. Here's the snap. They'll read it straight ahead. BC all over that. Maybe a yard to the 30. And that was going to be LaDamian Guyton, Cam Cody, and now some extracurricular in there. Isaac Scott.
And Kevin, their kicker hit from 50 during warm-ups. This would be 40.
Looks like they're going to go for it on 4th and 9, though. At least that's the indication.
What if you try to get BC to jump, get a little bit better field position?
So here's Lawson, the snap. They'll roll here to the near side. Looking. He's going to throw it up in the air. Sutton in coverage. Incomplete. Throw it a little too far. And that'll turn it over to the Cadets.
Yeah, good job staying in coverage there by JoJo. And BC just getting instantaneous pressure on the quarterback.
Did Cam Cody get a nice running lick on the quarterback after he threw that?
Yeah. And the quarterback's going to think twice about dangling out there for that long.
So give JoJo Sutton props. He was pulled out of the game earlier on that drive after some extracurricular. Danny Britt really getting into him, and now right back out there with a key stop on 4th down. So here comes the Cadets.
Yeah, you've had such a great start. Don't mess with it.
1st and 10 from the Cadet 30. Cannon looking out of a shotgun, flush to his right, throws it underneath. It's going to be caught. That's caught by the H-back / tight end. I believe that's going to be Bennett Conaway. So Conaway is going to get it up to the – see where they put it down. Is it on the 36?
Yeah, just a little
30. Put it on the 37, so 2nd and 3.
Yeah, a little slant out combo right there. 2 guys went with Bubba, which makes sense.
Trips up top for Cannon. Twins down here to the left of the formation. They'll put a man in motion. That's going to be, looks like Smart. Smart gets across the 40. That should be enough for a first down.
And that's what I talked about, Kevin. A lot of guys might try to bounce that to the outside and try to make a big play happen, but instead, Stanley sticks his foot in the ground, picks up the hard yards, and keeps the drive rolling.
Cadets will go to the flex bone for the first time. They got a tight end in the flex bone, only 1 wide receiver. Colquitt walking guys up. Here's the snap. They'll give it on the end around. This is Bubba trying to turn the corner, bumped out of bounds at the 39, and Colquitt just strung it out really well. Nothing to do there.
Yeah, nice job by the safety, just coming down and making a play, setting the edge. That was coached really well, and trying to go near side on a counter right there. But, again, just good discipline by the Colquitt defense.
So that'll make it 2nd down, and they'll say lost 2. Back to the BC 39, 2nd down and 12. You got Smart to the right of Stephen Cannon. Twins up top. Here's the snap. Cannon going to play action. Looking over the middle. And had it tipped by a linebacker. Was looking for Karan Hall on the slant. And linebacker made a great play.
Yeah, no, it was a really solid play by the backer. He just kind of sat back in the zone right there. Didn't get fooled by the play action. I don't think Steven saw him. Almost made a great pass, but 33 able to get his hands up in the air and tip that one away. This is screen territory for BC, Kevin.
So here's Cannon, trips up top, 1 receiver here to the bottom of the formation. Cannon looking, a little throwback screen. Good call, Christian. That's going to be Stanley Smart getting close to second effort. Can't get there. He got all the way out to the 49. And given your offense, Christian, do you dare go for this on 4th and 1?
The coaches are upset because, again, I was just giving them a compliment for being super aggressive and hitting the hole, but that time tried to dance a little bit instead of just getting the first down. But I think
it's actually going to be a little farther. It's going to be 4th and 3. They're on the BC 48. Yeah. They need the 49.
And nothing else, Kevin. Hard count.
Smart going left to right in the formation. 5 wides for Stephen Cannon. 4th and 3. Hard count. Got him. Yeah, he got him to move. Oh, no, they called BC on a false start. Who moved?
No one.
The left defensive end moved. You think you see BC holding up their hands like nobody moved.
Oh, my goodness.
And that's tough.
Only thing I could say is maybe Stevens stepped towards the line on it, but the quarterback's allowed to do that. But
boy, they had him too. I did not see a white jersey flinch.
Yeah.
Granted, we're up here, but
All right, Kevin, last time we did this live, Camden got a block. And I know Colquitt watched that tape.
So it'll be John Brenton. They got double safeties back deep due to the Packers. So here is Brenton to punt it. The snap is low. He digs it out. And a line driver going to be caught at the 27, and coming upfield is number 11. He's got a crease. Nobody there to make a tackle, and finally they get him at the 32, right where Brenton punted the football. Tackle was made by LaDamian Guyton on the kick coverage team, but again, just a low spiral end-over-end line drive and didn't give your team a chance to get down there and get coverage.
Yeah, I mean, again, second game where he's been doing this live, and that time, Kevin, really a tough snap. He had to dig it out and just get rid of it. I think he had a little bit more time than he thought, but just a low line drive and a really good job by Colquitt coming up and grabbing it out of the air instead of letting it roll, and a big play up the middle for them. And now, again, plus territory for them. So special teams big right now.
So here come the Packers. It'll be Cohen Lawson, their sophomore quarterback. And he's got a new tailback offset to him. And they'll put twins. They got a big power formation up on the line. Here's the snap. They'll give it straight ahead and off the left side and through. Still on his feet inside the 20 to the 17. Hard running, number 31, Jason Stevenson, a sophomore running back. And that was just straight at you power football.
Yeah, that was literally a power. They pulled the backside guard, kind of shaved down the left side of BC, and the running back did a good job of not rushing and just following his guys.
Here's the snap. They'll give it to him again. He'll go straight ahead. And that time, BC a little better job inside the 15 to the 14.
Yeah, same play look, but that time instead of going to the left, they come back right with the guard. Running back follows them, but better job by BC staying at home.
Yeah, Jaden Houston with the tackle there for BC. They'll switch it up at running back. Jay Lamar, the Georgia commit, going to come back in. And Colquitt County is going to play phone booth football here at the 14. They got everybody in tight, one wide receiver almost to the numbers out to the left. Here's the toss sweep. They're going to throw back. Oh, my goodness, somebody was wide open. They throw it to the quarterback, Lawson, and he's going to get down to the 5. And while that was a good play on the quarterback throwback, Christian, they had a receiver wide open in the end zone. So BC a little fortunate. It's only 1st and goal right now.
Yeah, just a toss play right there. The guys pull up and quarterback swings out left. Good job by Jonathan Black staying home and making that tackle.
They'll go straight ahead with Lawson down to the 2 to the 1. That was QB power straight at him. And it'll be 2nd and goal. Colquitt going to go no huddle.
Yeah, they're kind of leaning on BC's defense right now.
And you know what's coming. It's going to come straight downhill at you. From the 1. And somebody wants a timeout. Did BC call timeout? Yes, they did. Cadets wanted a timeout. We'll take it with them. 7-0. Cadets leading it with 3:15. Colquitt knocking on the door. This is BC football presented by Cash and Carry.
Cool Vibes Pizza and Wings is one of Savannah's most popular. Could be the New York style pizza, or the pasta, or sandwiches, or wings. Whatever you choose, Cool Vibes has their own unique style. Check them out at 4501 Montgomery Street, Savannah. Bowtie Barbecue Company at 6724 Waters Avenue in Savannah serves up barbecue both familiar and new, made by hand and made with love. Family friendly and relaxed, Bowtie takes great pride in the by hand preparation of high quality beef ribs, smoked chicken, pork spare ribs, and more. Come join the Bowtie family. Ask about our food truck and catering too. Bowtie Barbecue Company, Southern charm naturally. Look for them online at bowtiebarbecueco.com.
Welcome back here to Colquitt County. Be 2nd and goal from the 1 yard line. Well, the 1.5. Pistol formation for the Packers. Lamar, tail of Cohen Lawson. And now Lawson going to go under center. Everybody in tight. They're going to do the tush push or the bush push and get him into the end zone off that left side. You knew what was coming. He went under center, and Jai Lamar put his hands on the quarterback before he even hiked it and pushed him in there.
Yeah, a little bit of Philadelphia Eagles there for you, but really solid drive by Colquitt, taking advantage of the bad field position BC gave up there and putting the football in the end zone. Now BC offensively, take a deep breath. You were moving the football. Just a penalty, probably a bad call. You should probably still be on the field right now, but you were moving the football. Just got to execute.
Point after by Josh Scroggins is up and good. 7-7 the score. We'll take another quick break here on Watch BC Sports.
Welcome to Sandnat Golf Carts, where luxury meets quality. We offer a wide selection of top-notch custom golf carts to suit your every need. With our extensive inventory, you're sure to find the ride of your dreams. Plus, our flexible financing options make it easier than ever to drive one off the lot today. Whether you're cruising the neighborhood or joyriding with the family, Sandnat Golf Carts is here to provide exceptional service every step of the way. Visit us today to elevate your ride.
Welcome back here to Moultrie, Georgia. Colquitt has answered with a touchdown drive, favorable field position on a kick return. Christian Gokel, then a big play right after that and set up a first and goal situation. They punch it in. We're all knotted up at 7 apiece.
Yeah, again, just giving up that short field and then big play on the throwback there sets you up. It's tough to keep a team of that size out of the end zone from the 5, but more importantly, they're just getting more and more wear and tear on that BC front line here in the first quarter. Offense needs first goal, pick up a first down, let that defense rest a little bit because they were just out there for a while.
Cadets are back out on the field for the kick coverage. It will be Bubba Frazier and Aaron Mallard back deep for BC.
And two very, very good football teams, Kevin. You knew it was going to be back and forth. Momentum seemed like it was all on BC side the first half of the first quarter. Now Colquitt kind of stealing some momentum back.
Sun's trying to poke through in the far western skies over there. Might get a little sun in our face before it's all said and done. I will say the clouds cooled it off a little bit, but a sauna up here in the press box, to say the least.
Hey, that's all right. We're two Georgia guys. We can handle it.
Packers will kick it from left to right here as they signal ready to go. Booted up the right hash. It'll be Mallard at the 12. Coming up the near sideline, 20, 25. Trying to make a man miss across the 30 before he's shoved out of bounds. And so the Cadets will take over 1st and 10 from their own 30.
Yeah, and speaking of Mr. Mallard, when you did have your touchdown drive, it was a big play by him on a jet sweep that got you going there. So I'm expecting some targets for number 11 coming up. Or 13, excuse me.
So here comes Stephen Cannon and the Cadets. They'll go empty backfield to start the drive. Trips up top, twin receivers here to the bottom of the formation. And again, no tight end in there, so it's 5 right now, 5v3, trying to contain the front 3 of Colquitt County. Packers will have 8 men back in coverage. Here's the snap. Cannon looking, throws it up the seam, caught Mallard and had it dislodged.
Great hit.
At the 47, a great catch and probably a better hit on the back end by the Colquitt County safety.
Yeah, just a seamer out there from Mallard, and Stephen right on time, but kind of turned him around, and he turned him right into the safety who made a big hit and able to dislodge that ball. But you see kind of the game, Kevin, as BC's going 5 wide, giving offense coordinator A.J. DePhillips time to look at the defense, settling down and changing the play.
They'll put twins up top, one here to the short side, and H back to the left, as is Stanley Smart. They float it to the tight end. Oh, they had it set up, and I think the tight end just kind of slowed up.
I think Steven was a little antsy there.
I think Conaway leaked out. I think if he'd have waited another second or two, he was going to be open.
Yeah, just a tight end pop pass, big play action there. Steven kind of ducking down behind the line, then Conaway leaks out, and Steven kind of threw a lob over the middle and overthrew him by 4 yards. Very fortunate a safety wasn't standing right there. That would have been a pick 6.
Twins either side as they work off the left hash. They work right to left, do the Cadets. Here in quarter number 1, it's a big 3rd down and 10. Cannon takes the snap, looking. Blitz comes off the edge, and Cannon's going to be sacked back at the 25. And that'll bring up 4th down and 15. The Cadets are going to have to punt. Just too much pressure, too quick.
Yeah, they had the first couple of reads covered up on the near side here, and they sent a zone blitz. By the time Steven looked up for that 3rd read, it was on the butt.
And now here's going to be John Brenton to punt it. Again, a low line driver. And if he does much the same, they're going to be in great field position here for Colquitt County. Here we go. The snap to Brenton is high, and he goes through his hands.
He's got
Gonna
time.
pick it up at the 5, and he's going to be tackled at the 5 and slammed home. It's going to be first and goal for Colquitt County, and special teams strikes again here for the Cadets.
Yeah, just, again, a bad snap that time, Kevin, unable to handle it. First one was low, that one was high. And I think if he goes back and looks at it, he had a little bit of time there, but kind of rushed it, looked up, gets tackled, almost broke out. But now BC put their defense in a pretty untenable situation.
And you're hoping for 3 right here with about 2 minutes to go here in the first quarter. And kind of the story of the early preseason and now the season, when the Cadets have a field, they've played excellent defense. Most defenses would. When they get stuck on the short field, it's tough.
Well, especially against good football teams.
Oh, yeah.
And I'd say the story of the season right now is punting.
So first and goal from the 4. I would imagine, phone booth football again. Anybody that's got some poundage is up near that line of scrimmage for the Packers. Here's the snap. Quarterback going to keep it, cut it back inside. And I think he got brought down at the 5. That was Larson Little shooting a gap, and it's going to be a loss of 1, second and goal.
Yeah, just quarterback power right there, but that time Little able to fit through a hole and make the tackle.
Again, if you're Colquitt County, it's no secret. They run off some guys. They're bringing some bigger guys.
They're going to bring in 3 offensive linemen, so 8 offensive linemen on the field right now.
And Jay Lamar. So you got a young quarterback who can run it. And this is old power. 2 offensive linemen in that Tennessee formation, 3 back straight across. And they just become lead blockers. That's what they're going to do. They're going to try to give it to Lamar. Lamar tries to get the edge, and he's not going to get there. Maybe a yard or 2 shoved out of bounds. Christian, once again, that's Jonathan Black.
Yes.
Holding his own out there against the speedster.
Just doing his job. If he took a wrong step there, Lamar would have been around him, and he just set the edge right there and escorted him to the sideline. That's exactly what you ask your boundary corner to do.
And they're going to run the Hogs off, no pun intended here for Colquitt County, and they'll bring in a couple of big wide receivers. They try to do the same thing against bigger wide receivers blocking on smaller guys. Here's the snap. The quarterback keeps it straight ahead and goes in for the touchdown.
Yeah, just great football right there, Kevin. When you're having trouble getting it in from the 5 and you got a quarterback that can run, all of a sudden you're adding an extra blocker in there. He took his time, found the hole, and went in untouched.
Packers take the lead 13-7. And again, the BC defense really in a tough spot there as the drive started on their own 4.
Yeah, and again, Kevin, about 40 yards worth of offense and 14 points.
So the point after upcoming from Scroggins is on the way, and it is up and good. 14-7, our score. Christian will keep it right here. We'll take a break. We'll come back. This is Cadet Football presented by Cash and Carry.
When it comes to blocking all the obstacles that life throws your way, let Vernon Williams and Auto Owners Insurance help you dodge the hits, analyze the playing field, and run the ball all the way home. We shield you so you can have peace of mind when it comes to auto, home, life, or business insurance. As one of the oldest and most respected independent insurance agencies in the Southeast, we know what it means to stand behind the people we protect head on. Trust in the power of the shield since 1934. For more information, go to thepoweroftheshield.com.
Welcome back here to Moultrie, 14-7. Packers have taken the lead. Bubba Frazier and Aaron Mallard back deep for the Cadets. Cadets need an answer offensively.
And you see the first down. You got to give your defense some time to rest here.
And here's the kick up the right hash. Mallard going to take it at the 12. He'll come up the right side, 20, 25, makes a man miss, 30, 35, and ran into his own man, Conaway, before he shoved down at the 40-yard line. But BC is going to get great field position here.
Yeah, I was going to say, regardless, you kind of put yourself, like, as long as there's no negative plays in a position where you feel like the way the punt team's been going, you're probably just 4-down territory already. And you do the scouting report, Kevin, and you say, hey, let's not kick to the Notre Dame commit, Bubba Frazier. Let's kick to the other guy. Other guy might be faster.
Here's Cadets. They're going to go empty backfield, trips up top, twins here to the short side as BC works right to left in those all whites. White helmets tonight for the Cadets. Here's a design QB run. Cannon back here to the near side across the 45 to the 46. They'll mark him down at the 40. 46, it'll be second down and about 4.
Yeah, Georgia fans who remember Stetson Bennett, that was a Todd Monken staple right there. Go 5 wide, pull the backside guard, and just kind of wrap with your quarterback right there.
Cannon will go under center as Cadets go flex bone. Here's the snap. They'll give Bubba Frazier. He cuts inside, makes a man miss inside the Colquitt County territory. Now have a first down at the 45.
And here you go, Kevin. 2 carries, first down. And now all of a sudden you're in their territory and giving your defense that chance to breathe. Watch the huddle tape down there.
Just line up, go hat on hat there.
Kevin, I used to be able to lie when I played defense. I thought, hey, man, I had them. Now it's just all on video.
So here's Cannon under center. They'll give it ahead. This is going to be smart. Stanley driving the pile ahead. Gets to the 41-yard line. Give him a gain of 4 on first down. It'll be 2nd and 6. And, Christian, that might do it for the first quarter unless BC hurries up. I think they're saying go to the quarter break. So that'll be it for quarter number 1. 14-7 our score, Christian. Second quarter coming up. This is Cadet football presented by Cash and Carry.
Barnes Restaurant is celebrating 50 years of serving Savannah, offering these delicious, money-saving takeout specials.
20-piece hand-breaded chicken finger basket for only $19.75. 12 pieces fried or rotisserie chicken for only $19.75. And feed a large group quick with our 50-piece fried or rotisserie chicken for just $50.
Call ahead for faster service or order online at barnesrestaurant.com.
BC Brothers Moving is Savannah's most trusted moving service. From residential to commercial to packing supplies, BC Brothers does it all. Let BC Brothers' energetic, trustworthy team wrap it, pack it, and move it for you. Check out BC Brothers online at bcbrothersmoving.com or give them a like on.
Welcome to Sandnat Golf Carts, where luxury meets quality. We offer a wide selection of top-notch custom golf carts to suit your every need. With our extensive inventory, you're sure to find the ride of your dreams. Plus, our flexible financing options make it easier than ever to drive one off the lot today. Whether you're cruising the neighborhood or joyriding with the family, Sandnat Golf Carts is here to provide exceptional service every step of the way. Visit us today to elevate your ride.
Welcome back to Moultrie as we start the second quarter. Cadets working left to right here. And here's the snap to give. Josh Washington going to turn to corner 35. Makes a man miss and dives towards the 31-yard line. And that'll be a BC Brothers moving the chains. First down for the Cadets. Again, Cadets in all white tonight, including the white helmets. First time. And we're talking to some folks. First time the Cadets have had something on the football helmets.
Yeah, it kind of looks like the Mississippi State white helmet, Kevin, with that script maroon. It's a good look.
Cadets will go into flex bone here. And the snap, Cannon going to give end around. This is going to be Washington again, leaning towards the 25, maybe give him the 24. And a gain of 6 on first down. It'll be second and short.
It's old school BC football, running sweeps and counters from under center there in the flex bone. And good to see Josh Washington getting some touches there as well, Kevin. He's just so dangerous with the football in his hands.
H-back to the right, Stanley Smart. Offset pistol look for BC. Here's the snap. They'll give it to Stanley. He'll go straight ahead. He'll get thrown ahead to the 22. Tackle made by number 51, Michael Waldy. Or excuse me, Stacy Lambright.
Yeah, and I don't think BC feels great about just running straight ahead right now, Kevin. They're kind of getting beat up by the front three of Colquitt. And, again, a lot of underclassmen on that offensive line for BC, and all 5 of them making their first start.
Third down and 2 here for the Cadets. Somebody jumped from Colquitt County. They got back, didn't call it. BC going to change the play.
That's close, man.
Did they not have the right personnel on? They didn't. Josh Washington, they were missing one of those A-backs. Cannon under center, takes the snap. Give to Josh Washington. Colquitt read it well. Washington with a second effort, going to be close.
Oh, they pushed him back. They didn't give him the effort.
And it's BC. I think BC's going to go for it. They're trotting on Cam Cody, Scott. They're going jumbo here. It's going to be fourth down and about 2. And wouldn't mind running behind big number 55 here.
No, that's a lot of beef out there.
They'll put Scott, Cam Cody off to the right side. Scott at fullback. They snap the ball and going ahead. And Colquitt wanted a false start, but they're going to have the first down.
That ended up working out for BC because the center and Steven started running the play, but the rest of the offensive line didn't. So Colquitt didn't move. They thought it was a false start, but
it wasn't because he bobbled the football under center and nobody saw it, but the officials.
It kind of looked like a fumble Ruski there. Obviously it wasn't, but just the way Colquitt reacted, that ended up working out.
1st and 10 from the 16 of Colquitt County. Here's Cannon all by himself. Quads up top. Bubba Frazier one-on-one. Down here to the short side of the field. Just underway here in the second quarter. Here's the snap. Cannon looking, has a man in the seam. It's going to be caught. Touchdown! Benedictine into the hands of Stuart Dunn. Right there in the slot. Perfectly thrown ball, Stephen Cannon. And touchdown, BC.
Yeah, and just, again, Kevin, you kind of set it up on the last drive where you threw the screen to Aaron Mallard out there. That time you fake that. The blockers go streaking on verts, and you had Stuart Dunn wide open in the middle. Wonderful layered pass there over the linebacker from Stephen Cannon. Tie ball game.
Well, with the point after, it's Parker Lewis.
Oh, come on. You got to have faith, Kevin.
Snap, the kick is way up in the air, and it is good. 14 apiece.
Trust the captain.
Just underway in the second quarter. We're all tied up. This is Cadet football presented by Cash and Carry.
Want to make some extra cash just by sitting on your couch? At Cash and Carry in Savannah, Georgia, we buy any car, no matter the condition, and take it right off the road. Just visit the link, enter your car details, and get an instant offer. Cash and Carry, turning cars into cash without leaving your couch.
Welcome back here to the Hog Pen in Colquitt County, 14 apiece. After the Cadets put together a big answer, and a Stephen Cannon 16-yard hookup to Hunter Dunn has tied the football game. Christian Gokel.
Yeah, great throw by Stephen there. Like I said, the touch on it was impeccable, and just a drive that you needed. And, Kevin, I thought what really got it going was the amount of run. Just hammer, hammer, hammer. Josh Washington getting some run in there as well. That really set it up. And then all of a sudden they couldn't just sit back and guard with 7 guys back.
Now John Brenton with the kickoff, and Christian, it goes without saying, you've got to fill a lane here if you're the Cadets.
Yes. And John Brenton, you wonder what the call is. Short, long. Just try to go ahead and put it in the end zone, big guy.
Kick it as hard as you possibly can.
At somebody.
He'll line drive it and
That's
heading
it.
into the end zone. That's going to be a touchback. And that's what you need.
Just drove it. These guys are big, strong. I know you hear soccer players and you think slight. Him and Parker Lewis are some big dudes, and he put all of his leg behind that one.
And again, you got used to last year, way up in the air, those high hangers. That was more like a goal kick you see in soccer, where it just kind of hung up there and floated out.
Yeah, that was like a 1-iron, Kevin. Just kind of stung it. Had enough loft on it to get where it needed to go.
So best defensive position for the Cadets here in this ball game.
Yeah, your back's not right underneath your goalpost.
Waiting for the Packers to run out here on the field. And here comes Colquitt County. It'll be 1st and 10 from their 20. And they're going to put trips up top. One receiver here to the short side as they work off the left hash. Colquitt working right to left here in quarter number 2. Gold pants, black tops, that black helmet with the hog on the side for Colquitt County. And it's going to be a quarterback keeper off the left side. BC wanted a hold, but he's going to be drugged down. LaDamian Guyton just across the 20 to the 23 goes Lawson. Did a flag come out?
I think a flag came out late.
I mean, Cam Cody was turned sideways, holding
face mask
against BC.
Yeah, I don't know that was a hold. And I think it was on Gavin Smith, but I don't know that was a hold. They just kind of got the leverage and turned him. But all of a sudden, that great field position
that
gets negated.
Yeah, puts it all the way out at the 39-yard line of BC, 1st and 10 here for Colquitt County. They'll put trips up to the right. One receiver manned up here on the bottom of the formation. They'll look that way. The pass up in the air, and
great
nicely
defense
done by Black in coverage. He was going man-on-man, Christian, against number 18, Lockett.
Kevin, this kid's special. I mean, BC's had a lot of really good athletes in the secondary, but he's a very fluid corner. That time, how many times have you seen somebody panic and just tackle the receiver on that jump ball? He waited patiently, trusted his speed, and then as soon as the ball touched the receiver's hands, punched it out. I mean, that's just picture-perfect play right there.
Colquitt will put an extra tight end up there near the line of scrimmage, twin receivers to the left. BC's walking a couple extra players up. Here's the snap, and they'll run it straight ahead. Oh, big Cam Cody Eaton in the backfield. Back to the 38-yard line. It's going to be
another flag.
Flag comes in way late.
And this might be on BC again.
And it came holding against BC. BC fans wanting to know where it was. Face mask again. And that'll put it all the way into BC territory at the 47.
I think it might have been hands to the face is what they were calling on the linebacker there.
So 30 yards in penalties this drive. Otherwise, Colquitt County has about 3 yards of offense on this drive. Trips here to the short side of the field. One receiver up top. They'll put a man in motion. Lawson going to make him an H-back. Here's the snap to Lawson. He will read it and give it inside. And big Cam Cody there to knock it down at the 45 after a gain of about 2. It'll be 2nd and 8. They gave it to Stokes that time, Christian.
Yeah, now they're going to go tempo here. You stack 2 guys wide on each side, just trying to get BC out leveraged. You wonder if they're trying to make a lighter box right now.
So here's Lawson. He'll go, and now a flag comes in. Offsides against BC. Good Lord. And so that'll be another 5 yards. 35 yards in penalties on this drive alone.
Kevin, you're looking all the way up and down. Nobody moved on the line. I saw a Colquitt guy jump at receiver.
And that's frustrating as a coach when you're beating yourself.
Yeah, and it's just but when you're a player, you have to have composure because you're on the road. You're not gonna get the benefit of the doubt as the away team.
Here's the snap. Lawson looking and roll, faces some pressure. There's a sack back at the 42. That was Scott with a sack. I think BC fans here on the near side throwing a couple of mock flags out.
Yeah, that time, really good job by the front three for BC, just staying at home. Quarterback stepped up in the pocket, tried to scramble. Isaac Scott was waiting for him.
It's going to be 3rd down and 4 from the BC 41.
I mean, without penalties, it's been an unbelievable defensive possession for BC.
It really has.
Just can't shoot yourself in the foot this much.
So Lawson have a shotgun, 3 bunched receivers, a Camden County S formation from a week ago. 1 receiver up top. Here's the snap, the give to Stokes. Straight ahead, stuffed right as he took it. Big LaDamian Guyton and Scott in there. Jaden Houston met him in the hole, and it's going to be 4th down.
You're not going to gap BC up the middle with the guys that they have. You got to find somewhere else on offense to move. And I think they might end up either trying to field goal or punting this one, Kevin, because without a penalty, they have not been able to move the football.
So surely they're going to punt it. It's 4th and 6.
I think
4th and
BC
5.
might just leave their defense on the field here.
Looks like they are. Bubba Frazier back. He's going to set up about the 12.
Yeah, and you're punt safe right here, playing defense across the board.
On to punt. Number 21, who I don't have on the roster, as given to us by Colquitt County. High snap. Going to hang one low and rolling towards the near sideline and just skirts the sideline. Goodness gracious. It got to the white chalk and took a U-turn and rolled down to the 12. So unbelievable there. And BC will be backed up with 6:29 to go here in the quarter. But Christian, a good defensive stand, all things considered, by the Cadets.
No, they were unbelievable on that possession. I think maybe 8 yards given up and 35 yards worth of penalties, but good job keeping their composure and getting off the field.
So here's Stephen Cannon from the 12. Stanley Smart off to his left. Everybody in tight. He's got 4 wides in the formation. Here's the snap. Cannon looking. Steps up in the pocket, flushed. Back towards the end zone. Going to have to let it go. Breaks the contain and runs toward the sideline. Hit late into the fence. And there comes a flag out late. And that was a way late hit. And if you're Danny Britt and the coaching staff, you just took a sigh of relief.
Yeah, you see him pop up, but man, that's scary, and that's way late.
And that's going to be a free first down. And you can see
there's a flag all the way on the other side of the field, too.
Even if it's offside, you should get more for the late hit personal foul.
I mean, he got escorted out of bounds, and then a guy 3 steps off the field comes in and shoves him into the fence. That was way late and way dangerous.
So I think they're trying to figure out what the flag on the far side is. If it's against BC, it should be 5 and then 10 the other way, or 15 the other way.
Yeah, after the play. Yeah, BC's moving up. And it's just both sides, Kevin, have had penalties like that where it's a passionate football game, 2 really good football teams. You can't do that to your for your teammates out there.
So the Cadets all the way out to the 29.
He's got to be smarter than that.
Got to say, quite the athleticism there from Cannon.
He's got speed. He was a member of that 4x100 state team.
Danny Britt, I think, still wants an explanation. He's out there on the field yelling at somebody. And he's given the near side official. And Danny Britt wants a timeout. I don't think they had the right personnel. Christian will step aside. 6:16 to go here in the quarter. 14-14 Cadet football brought to you by Cash and Carry.
Plan your hunting getaway and escape to experience the beauty of Mossy Pond. Our diverse property right here in Pierce County allows you to enjoy various types of hunts, including plantation-style quail, hog, pheasant, and flooded timber-style duck hunts, all within 24 hours. At the center of it all, experience scenic, rustic, beautiful, and inviting amenities like luxury lodging, our first-class pro shop, fine dining, and the perfect event space. Book now and see why Mossy Pond Lodge is Georgia's premier hunting paradise.
Welcome back here to Colquitt County. Kevin Thomas, Christian Goxell alongside me here. It'll be 1st and 10 from the BC 29. Again, the big personal foul put BC off the shadow of their goal line. And that kind of opens up the playbook a little bit here for A.J. DePhillips. And what happened? Offside on Colquitt?
No, it should be.
Yep, BC pointing against Colquitt.
Colquitt stemmed. I don't know that they jumped, but.
Yeah, they're marking it. Yeah. They just looked and said, Danny Britt, do you want to take it? He's like, of course I want to take it.
I do know both in college and in high school football, they've addressed that where teams will stem or kind of shift right before the snap to try to get the other team to jump. BC's fortunate because BC sure did jump.
Kind of an inducement call.
Yeah, they're technically calling it a delay of game.
So trips up top for Stephen Cannon is going to be 1st and 5. They'll put a man in motion and counter off of that. This is Bubba Frazier. Bubba going to try to hit the corner, makes a man miss, turns it at the 35, pushing ahead, and it took 4 Packers to bring him down at the 39. That should be awfully close to a first down, Christian, if not enough to get him there.
Yeah, you just see the shiftiness of Bubba. Anybody else that's 1 or 2 yards, but Bubba Frazier able to make a couple guys miss, stretch it to the outside, and pick up a first down.
Yeah, it's a BC Brothers moving the chains, first down. So move the chains, 1st and 10 from the BC 39.
Kevin, what a perfect night for football, man.
Yeah, way to get it started here.
It's good to be back.
Twins either side, and certainly one of the top billing games in the state. Cannon out of a shotgun on first down. Looks, throws it, and caught Karan Hall out at the 48, awfully close to a first down. Threw it between 2 defenders. That was awfully close, Christian Gokel. But
awfully close to an interception. I think Steven thought it was going to be man coverage, and it was off coverage, but instead it was cover 3. The slot guy kind of jumped up towards the flats there, but Steven fortunate to lob it over him, and a nice catch there. Karan Hall using the body.
So 2nd and about 2. Cadets will go flex bone look here.
What if you get a big play action right here, Kevin?
Well, everybody's in tight. You got LaDamian Guyton in there in the formation. Here's the snap. They'll counter to Bubba. Come back near side. They'll have the first down out towards the 50. They'll mark him back at the 49. That's right at the stick. That's awfully close.
Oh,
and a flag 8 years late
man.
Comes flying in from the deep back judge off the Colquitt County bench. So usually that means BC is going to get called for something.
Yeah, official just pointed towards BC.
And you see the Cadets like kind of plead their case, like, what are we doing?
You got to stop the stuff after the play.
And it's going to be against BC after the fact. Personal foul on somebody, I guess, down in the pile. And you go from a potential first down, Christian, to second, and it's going to be second and 15, 16 yards.
I think it's going to be third down.
A third down, you're right.
So you go from 3rd and 1 to 3rd and 16, or are they going to call it second? The play should have still happened.
The scoreboard
There
has
it
it
is, third
third. Now they changed the stick. So here's Cannon, empty backfield, 5 wides in the formation. They need the 50-yard line. A little throwback screen. Josh Washington going to take it at the 40, pushing his man forward, spins out of a tackle, still going up to the 45 before he snowed under. So got a lot of it back.
Yeah, I mean, back almost to the original line of scrimmage there, Kevin. You wonder, with the way the punt team has gone, do you go?
I mean, this is in that interesting territory. You need the 49 actually for a first down. So it's 4th and 4.
And Danny's going to call punt team.
I think with 4:30, if there was a little bit less time, maybe you think about it. You see the offensive lineman coming off really frustrated, saying, "I don't know what we're getting called for."
I think it was an offensive lineman who got called for the penalty. And BC taking a long time.
Yeah, I think they're going to take a penalty here. 9 on the play clock. They're late getting on. There's no way they get this punt off. And Danny Britt called a timeout with 1 second, and that'll drive you nuts. And he is livid on the sideline, Christian, as you should be. You practice special teams over and over and over and over again, and then you can't get the right personnel to come to the sideline to get ready to go punt.
Yeah, you have guys coming off who are just on offense, and you have defensive guys getting ready to go back out. You got to know when they scream punt team, it's your time.
We'll take this moment, Christian, for those who are joining us in the broadcast. We were supposed to have video tonight. I got notified literally about an hour and a half before we got to the ball or the stadium, maybe a little less than that no, we were not going to have video. So we apologize for that. It kind of got pulled out from under us at the last minute.
All right, Kevin, 3:52. Punt team's coming back out after the timeout. You do get the football to start the second half as well.
I mean, this would be one. You have a soccer player. If you continue to have poor coverage, do you switch to a rugby style?
Yeah, but
and just line drive it.
Practice.
I know. So here is Brenton, takes the snap. Plenty of time. High hanger. Going to come down at the 29 of Colquitt County. BC covers it well. Going to be brought down at the 40.
I mean, Kevin, I'm never one to question a coaching staff that's won multiple state championships, but you picked up 15 yards there.
And a flag on the field. The way it's been going, I'm going to guess against BC. We'll see.
That's good betting. Well, nope.
Yeah.
Sometimes they give it away by pointing.
Looks like they're going to mark it off against Colquitt. Not sure what the call was. Again, since we were on the visitors' press box, the lead official is signaling away from us.
I got a correction for you on the punt return. Number 12 for the Packers is Gavin Henderson.
So they're going to back this up.
Big penalty. All right, so everything I just said, ignore. That's a great punt. That was a great decision.
Ends up on the 22 of Colquitt
and I'll
County.
never second guess Danny Britt ever again. I mean, both teams, I think that's 2 personal fouls now for Colquitt, 3 for BC. The extracurricular.
Killing everybody. So 1st and 10 for Colquitt. From their own 22, trips up top. One running back to the left of Lawson. He'll give it to him. This is Stokes. He'll get out to the 25, maybe the 26. Give him a gain of about 4 on first down. Larson Little there with the tackle.
A little counter play there, and good job by Guyton and Little getting there, but good push finally from that Colquitt offensive line.
So twins either side for Colquitt County. And they run on somebody late and run a man off.
A legal substitution because they huddled.
And now here's the snap. Lawson going to roll, try to lob it over, and caught
catch
by Stokes. Boy, BC had men dropped in coverage, and he just lobbed it over their head, caught diving to the ground at the 44 of Colquitt County. And that'll be a first down for the Packers.
Yeah, and the quarterback just had to get rid of it because he had his pocket collapsing around him, lobbed it over the middle, and his guy was the only guy around.
Quick, they hurry up. They go straight ahead. Oh, Cam Cody, and that's going to be Houston as well. And they met number 31, Stevenson, in the hole. No gain. Colquitt, I believe, Christian, all their timeouts.
Yes, all three. BC down to 1.
Twins either side for the Packers. Lawson looking over that BC defense. And here's the snap. There's a flag from the far sideline.
I think near side too.
Did somebody call timeout?
No, the near side official next to Danny Britt threw a flag. I think it's going to be false start.
He said offsides and pointed towards Colquitt County. So early season miscues by the officiators.
I think 3, the slot might have just lined up a half step past the ball. And if you get lined up and set.
So that'll make it 2nd and 15.
Mr. Guyton's been awfully quiet in this first half. You wonder when that pop play is going to happen.
And here's Lawson. They got twins up top and H-back to the left of the formation. Here's the snap. Give straight ahead. Nothing doing. Cam Cody. Jaden Houston in there on the tackle again. Well, he's had an active first half at that linebacker spot.
Yeah, he's done a great job. He missed a 1 tackle that led to a big run, but besides that, he's been really solid in there as that second inside linebacker.
So 3rd down and 15.
And again, BC down to just 1 timeout. Danny Britt electing to hold on to it here.
The Packers in no hurry. If they don't get this,
right.
Then...
And you wonder, do they just run it again and force BC to use that timeout?
So trips up top. I think, are they going to let it run all the way down and call timeout to talk about 3rd and 15? Like. Yeah, the head coach standing by the sideline official over there. Still got 8 on the play clock. And that'll get it inside a minute 10 when he calls timeout. And there he does. Timeout with a minute 7 to go here in the quarter. Christian, will take a quick break here. We're all knotted up. Everything you'd hope it would be here for the opening week, Packers and Cadets. This is Cadet Football presented by Cash and Carry.
Bowtie Barbecue Company at 6724 Waters Avenue in Savannah serves up barbecue both familiar and new, made by hand and made with love. Family friendly and relaxed, Bowtie takes great pride in the by hand preparation of high quality beef ribs, smoked chicken, pork spare ribs, and more. Come join the Bowtie family. Ask about our food truck and catering too. Bowtie Barbecue Company, Southern charm naturally. Look for them online at bowtiebarbecueco.com.
Getting late in the first half. It's 14 apiece here. Kevin Thomas, Christian Gokel here with you from the Hog Pen in Moultrie. 2 powerhouses duking it out here in the first half, and BC might get another opportunity here before it's all said and done. Colquitt's got 3rd and long, but BC with just 1 timeout.
Yeah, and again, much like BC, you got to wonder, you go screen pass here, draw play. Got to imagine it's something that's going to keep the clock rolling.
Here's Lawson. He'll give it straight ahead. BC all over that, maybe 3 yards. Straight ahead with Stokes. And Danny Britt has not used the timeout yet, or has he?
I think he just did.
Oh, clock's still running on the big scoreboard. And I think BC fans are saying, why you're not calling timeout? I think if they punt this football, you're going to get it deep, and
yeah, I wonder
probably just kneel on it if you
get the ball coming out at half. I think Danny Britt, the way this first half's gone, okay, just getting in.
I think they're going to let it run all the way down and call timeout again, which would mean there's about 10 seconds left. So I think that's the play here is if you take a punt, and depending on how it goes, you get the ball at maybe the 18 with 8-9 seconds.
Right.
And if you make a mistake there right before the half, yeah, they're going to let this run all the way down and call timeout. So officially, straight up 10 seconds to go here in the half. So Christian Gokel, as we evaluate here ahead of the Bernard Williams halftime report, back and forth, and once again, kind of the story of the week, BC special teams, and once again, 7 of the 14 you've given up have been on a short, very short field.
Yeah, I mean, very short, but and as some rain starts to fall here, but very short, but also, Kevin, your other touchdown you gave up was on a 30-yard field. So both scoring drives put together is about 35 yards of total offense for those scoring drives. Outside of that, the defense has played great. Some penalties, some boneheaded plays, but those haven't bit you too much. It was a turnover and then a really, really good kick return. So it's just short fields kind of eating you up like they did in Kingsland. Got to get that corrected.
Let's see what Colquitt tries to do here.
I mean, 10 seconds, do they just like run around and try to help everyone?
Do the rugby punt as well, potentially.
Yeah. I mean, here's the danger is like, yes, you're in this situation where you can punt.
If you roll one back there, they had a high snap last time.
Well, they had a high snap, but also who are you kicking to?
Yep. Bubba
That's
Frazier.
A touchdown waiting to happen. So I would imagine his marching orders is don't put it anywhere near number 4.
Yeah, BC playing very safe. Here's the snap. It's high and drop the football, and they're going to fall on a Camp Cody at the 35. And, hey, 4 seconds. Stephen Cannon's arm and 4 weapons. This just got interesting.
Yeah, then again, we just talked about it. There's no such thing as sure special teams in high school football.
You can clearly throw it in the end zone here.
Yeah, and you got some tall guys. Hall, Aaron Mallard's put on a few inches as well. Josh Washington, I got to imagine he'll be in here for this one.
Let's see. I mean, all you got to do is take a shot and throw it at the end zone. And if it's not there, you become a defensive back.
Yeah, you just got to give Steven enough time to get the ball to the end zone.
So Colquitt comes out. They've got 1 deep safety. I'm kind of surprised they don't have more people deep. I mean, all you got to do is keep BC out of the end zone here.
I mean, I wonder if you go kind of the Alabama style on these defenses where you just send an all-out blitz and don't give the quarterback time to throw it deep.
3 wide. They're going to give Steven some extra protection here. You got Stanley Smart now timeout. Colquitt, they're going to, why not?
Take a look at what they're doing.
I'm really surprised you just didn't have 3 safeties back on the 5-yard line and said nobody gets behind you. And any more teams work on that tip pass drill, Christian, where it's like, hey, run to the end zone, and if you can't get it, just kind of tip it up in the air and see if one of your teammates can get it. And let's see what happens. So,
I mean, biggest thing is you don't want the kick 6 kind of thing to happen where you're trying to make something happen, give up a big play for them at the end right here. So just put it somewhere where you know your guy can go and make a play, or it's going to be incomplete.
So it's going to be first down from the 36. So more than enough arm to get it there. And I think that is harking back to the quarterback talent that BC's had the last decade. Seems like It's like you get to this position. If you need to throw it in the end zone, you clearly can.
Oh, yeah.
So here's Cannon. He's got trips here to the, what is the wide side, but the near side to us as they go left to right. Josh Washington is the lone receiver, top of the formation. Let's see which direction they decide to go. Colquitt's got a lot of folks dropping back. Cannon feeling the pressure, rolls to his left, going to wind up, throw it underneath. It's going to be caught. Stanley Smart. He's still on his feet, gets shoved out of bounds at the 15-yard line. There's a flag down. If that's against Colquitt, we got another play. Was Cannon across the line of scrimmage? I don't think so. Colquitt's going back to the sideline.
Josh Washington saying, hey, run it back.
Ineligible down. No, that's it.
Okay.
I thought it was defensively we were going to get another play, but Cadets head to the locker room. Tide will come back. The Bernard Williams Insurance Cadet halftime report is right around the corner. First half, everything you thought it would be. We're coming right back. Bernard Williams halftime report here on Watch BC Sports.
When it comes to blocking all the obstacles that life throws your way, let Bernard Williams and Auto Owners Insurance help you dodge the hits, analyze the playing field, and run the ball all the way home. We shield you so you can have peace of mind when it comes to auto, home, life, or business insurance. As one of the oldest and most respected independent insurance agencies in the Southeast, we know what it means to stand behind the people we protect head on. Trust in the power of the shield since 1934. For more information, go to thepoweroftheshield.com.
Cool Vibes Pizza and Wings is one of Savannah's most popular. Could be the New York style pizza, or the pasta, or sandwiches, or wings. Whatever you choose, Cool Vibes has their own unique style. Check them out at 4501 Montgomery Street, Savannah. BC Brothers Moving is Savannah's most trusted moving service. From residential to commercial to packing supplies, BC Brothers does it all. Let BC Brothers' energetic, trustworthy team wrap it, pack it, and move it for you. Check out BC Brothers online at bcbrothersmoving.com or give them a like on Facebook.
Welcome back here to the Bernard Williams halftime report. Kevin Thomas, Christian Gokel, glad you are with us. And Christian, we are at the half. Once again, we were scheduled to have video for you tonight. That got pulled out from under us at the last minute. So we apologize for that. So I know a lot of folks were hoping to tune in and see our video coverage of it as well. We hope you're enjoying the broadcast tonight with the old school radio version here. Of course, Christian and I with the radio background. So we are excited to do that, even though we can't bring video tonight. But Christian, good positive first half there for BC. I think, again, there's no moral victories, but I think if you're looking at Galen Houston, last week and this week, you've given up 3 touchdowns that probably don't equal 35 yards on all 3 of them. And so your defense has played really, really well. Colquitt hasn't really sniffed a whole lot outside of penalties and favorable field position. So you get a short field, it's tough on anybody. I don't care if you're the 85 Bears. If you start on the 10-yard line, you're going to give up points each and every time. But outside of that, defensively, they have played really, really well.
Yeah, and outside of that, the one inside the 5, it's just hard to stop them time after time, 4 plays in a row, and they did a good job blocking on a quarterback wrap. But even on the one where they scored from the 30, they had to work it, and then they had to run a trick play where they ran a sweep to the running back who threw it back to the quarterback, and even that only picked them up about 12 or 13 yards. So BC's defense, I think, has played wonderfully. It's just you got to play complementary football. And I thought, Kevin, the answer after Colquitt goes on that 14-point run there towards like the midway point through the first quarter into the second quarter, they go on that run. For BC to have such a long drive and answer and put the ball away for a touchdown was really, really big. So huge answer. It's a game of momentum. You're in front of a really raucous home crowd here in the Hog Pen. So you just got to go in, fix the mistakes you can, and come out, Kevin, I think, and play with just a little bit more discipline.
Yeah, this is a tough environment to play in, no doubt. And again, some good things from the offense. The running game, much better, I think, this week. Even though it's been tough, you would expect that. But they have been able to find some creases, some different guys able to touch the football, and the running game has been quite a bright spot. And then you've kind of been able to pick your spots, no pun intended, with Stephen Cannon to be effective.
Yeah, I'll say this about the run game. You have a few calls in that you're like, okay, this is I can call it, pound it, and it's going to be a positive, whether it's a zone on the inside, an ISO, something like that, where you feel like comfortable, you're going to get 4 yards, you're going to physically punish the defense a little bit. That's not there right now. The offensive line's not able to open up those snaps on the inside. And right now, that's just what they're playing to defend. But the off-tackle stuff has been a really big positive tonight. The sweeps and the zone reads, all of that's been super positive. And really, when you've gotten under center, Kevin, that's where the offense has started to pop in terms of the run game.
Yeah, again, I think you look at conversely, we talked about Colquitt not passing that much. I think maybe they've tried to pass a little more than maybe they would want to. BC's kind of locked up the run game as the game has progressed, and the passes we're seeing them try a little bit of the, hey, this is teams that don't throw it a lot, the base, hey, just turn around and let me throw it to you. Or you try something kind of gimmicky like the pop pass over the middle that got him a big gain, where it's like you can't run that 12 times in a row to go down the field. So I think if you make Colquitt drive you on defense, you feel pretty good that it's not going to happen, that you'll bend, but you won't break.
Yeah, again, talk about both offensive passing games. For Colquitt, it's very much just trying to catch BC sleeping right now. But what they're looking at and realizing, Kevin, is BC's not stopping you with 7 or 8. It's 3 guys up front kind of eating you alive, and then Guyton coming off the edge. But their passing game has been effective enough to, again, keep you honest. BC sticking with 2 safeties deep in Washington and Burst. But for BC, it feels like the 3-step drop, let the dig over the middle route develop with something coming underneath just isn't on the play sheet right now. And I don't know if that's usually you don't trust your offensive line to give Cannon enough time for those plays to develop, but you haven't necessarily needed to thus far. It's been screen passes. It's been quick passes. You just haven't seen that deep shot yet so far tonight. And so I wonder if A.J. DePhillips has kind of shortened that playbook a little bit and said, hey, I don't know how long I'm going to be able to give Steven. Let's get him out on boots, short passes, and get him comfortable. But, I mean, when he's been able to scramble and make plays like you saw with the first touchdown there to Bubba, it's looked really good.
Absolutely. I say boot, get him out of the pocket, and you can see he can buy some time with his legs. So a kid that, as you said, was on the 4x100 team. And, again, if you can't block for a consistent amount, get him out of the pocket and roll and see what can happen there. Had that second touchdown pass to Stuart Dunn. I believe I was told I said Hunter Dunn, and an interesting story. I was talking with some folks earlier this week, and my nephew was hanging out with, who's not from the Savannah area. He was out in Colorado in the military, hanging out with Sam Ippolito. So he said he was going to tune in and listen tonight. So Sam, if you are listening, thanks for listening. But he then sent me a picture of Sam and Hunter Dunn back when they were playing at BC. So Stewart catches the touchdown, and probably, Kevin's brain goes to Hunter Dunn. So apologize about that, but just kind of an interesting backstory to the people you run across sometimes across BC Nation out there.
Hey, watch BC Sports is global. I mean, they're all over the place, and it makes a lot of sense. A lot of guys go on and take the next step and join the military and serve their country around the world. So I know there's a lot of cadets out there listening tonight in different time zones and in different countries. So we appreciate all you boys out there getting it done, and hope you guys stay safe. And thanks for tuning in tonight. We're all praying for you, and hopefully a little taste of home tonight with some South Georgia football.
Absolutely. It is hot. It is muggy. It is August high school football in the Deep South. We'll step aside. We got more to come here on the Bernard Williams Halftime Report. This is Watch BC Sports and Cadet Football, presented by Cash and Carry.
Plan your hunting getaway and escape to experience the beauty of Mossy Pond. Our diverse property right here in Pierce County allows you to enjoy various types of hunts, including plantation-style quail, hog, pheasant, and flooded timber-style duck hunts, all within 24 hours. At the center of it all, experience scenic, rustic, beautiful, and inviting amenities like luxury lodging, our first-class pro shop, fine dining, and the perfect event space. Book now and see why Mossy Pond Lodge is Georgia's premier hunting paradise.
Bowtie Barbecue Company at 6724 Waters Avenue in Savannah serves up barbecue both familiar and new, made by hand and made with love. Family friendly and relaxed, Bowtie takes great pride in the by hand preparation of high quality beef ribs, smoked chicken, pork spare ribs, and more. Come join the Bowtie family. Ask about our food truck and catering too. Bowtie Barbecue Company, Southern charm naturally. Look for them online at bowtiebbq.com. Criminal defense, family law, child custody, DUI, and divorce. When so much is on the line, you need expert legal representation. The one to call is Savannah's own Jonathan V. Dunn, PC, attorney at law. Voted the Thomson Reuters super lawyer consecutively since 2023 and an Avo top attorney rating of 9.7. You can count on Jonathan V. Dunn to leave no stone unturned to deliver the justice you seek. Contact 912-200-9352 or online at jvdattorney.com.
I'm Kenny Granger from Cash and Carry. We're a family-owned business right here in Savannah. We have sections of vehicles that really make it all simple. You'll get a printout of where the vehicle's at, the color of the vehicle. We really want them to be able to come in the yard and find out right where they need to be. The average savings would be at least 70, 80, could be even 90% compared to original manufactured parts. So you can come to a place like Cash and Carry and find the parts that you need at an extremely reasonable price. We'd love for you to come check us out.
Welcome back to the Hog Pen here in Moultrie, the 50th Regiment Band. Gotta love the names of the bands here in the South as well. So 50th Regiment Band out there serenading us here at the half, 14-14. Benedictine elected to kick the ball to start the ball game, so you'll get it coming right out of the half. And again, you had a little momentum with the drop snap by Colquitt County, and now you're going to get the ball right back coming out of the locker room.
Yeah, I think the key for both offenses in the second half is creativity. You got to find a way to run the football. Neither one of them is going to be able to do it up the middle consistently. So you're going to have to find stuff off the edge, off tackle that you're going to be able to do and hit and get 3 or 4 yards at a time when you need to. I think BC in the second quarter able to do that a little bit better than Colquitt. And it's been interesting, Kevin. Haven't seen a whole lot of Jay Lamar, the really talented running back committed to Georgia from Colquitt. So it's been running back by committee so far, just trying to keep everybody fresh. And you wonder, I know we've talked to Danny about this in the past. If this was a region game, I feel like we're probably seeing him a little bit more in terms of total touches. Same thing I think it could be said for guys like Bubba Frazier and Josh Washington, probably seeing them go two ways a little bit more if this was a region game. But I think both teams dealing and bet with some nagging injuries coming out of camp.
Yeah.
I know BC down their 2 starting safeties tonight, so I don't know that you're seeing the full bench just yet, but really, really talented teams going to have to be creative to move the football in these defenses in the second half.
Yeah, it's going to be a great ball game, and I think you've heard Coach Britt say, hey, yes, we want to play these great games, but you also got to be smart. You can't run certain guys out there for 95 plays in a non-region game. The goal is also to play tough, but you also got to make it to the end of the season. So it'll be interesting to see. But, hey, make no mistake, both of these teams would really like this feather in their cap in week number 1 of the season to say, hey, we beat a powerhouse. Granted, 2 different classifications, but we beat a powerhouse right out of the gate to get things going.
Yeah, and it's winning is a developed skill, and both of these teams know how to win, but those were the 2024 teams and the 2023 teams. Does this 2025 version know how to come out and get the job done in crunch time? Like I said, it's such a developed talent. We've seen BC teams in the past, Kevin, struggle early in the season to do that. Last year, letting that game slip away against Buford. I think a couple years back, more than a couple years now, 2021, when you go on that state championship run, you go up to South Carolina and just can't get anything going up against a really talented Buford team that ends up, I think, going on to win or play in their state championship in South Carolina. But either way, just kind of an ugly loss on the road. You kind of learn from that, but you'd much rather learn in a win than a loss. But coming out, developing that talent, sometimes it takes BC 3 or 4 games before they start hitting their stride and winning those football games. Coming out against Colquitt, and then you got a little one coming up next week against a little Buford. So if you can come out tonight, get a win, that would just be a huge step momentum-wise, and I think mentally for these guys.
Yeah, going to be an interesting second half. We've kicked in the subwoofer all of a sudden here up in the press box.
Kevin just jumped out of his
it rattled the press box, so I was like, oh, we're back in the 90s where the trunk rattled. It was something like that.
I feel like I'm in my high school parking lot with my buddy in his Saturn with the
sound system calls
sounds like there's a bunch of pennies jangling around in it.
We're coming back. This is the Bernard Williams halftime report here on Watch BC Sports.
When it comes to blocking all the obstacles that life throws your way, let Bernard Williams and Auto Owners Insurance help you dodge the hits, analyze the playing field, and run the ball all the way home. We shield you so you can have peace of mind when it comes to auto, home, life, or business insurance. As one of the oldest and most respected independent insurance agencies in the Southeast, we know what it means to stand behind the people we protect head on. Trust in the power of the shield since 1934. For more information, go to thepoweroftheshield.com.
Barnes Restaurant is celebrating 50 years of serving Savannah, offering these delicious, money-saving takeout specials.
20-piece hand-breaded chicken finger basket for only $19.75. 12 pieces fried or rotisserie chicken for only $19.75. And feed a large group quick with our 50-piece fried or rotisserie chicken for just $50.
Call ahead for faster service or order online at barnesrestaurant.com.
Welcome back here to the Hog Pen in Moultrie. 14-14 here at the half. And Christian, some scores from around the area of interest. You have Ware County in action tonight. They are at the half with Appling. Ware leads it 12-7. Wayne County, who also is in region, they are playing Glen Academy in the opener. They are losing 24-7 to Glen in the Wayne County opener. So a couple of region teams getting their high school football season started tonight, and a dogfight there. I believe that one was in Waycross tonight between Appling and Ware County.
Appling just always a really strong team, kind of similar to Colquitt in the fact that, like, you get the whole town out for a football game. We know we'll see the same thing when we go to Ware a little bit later. That's a really big battle of South Georgia teams right there. But how about old Rocky Hidalgo, Glen Academy? Kevin, triple option attack from under center this season. Seems to be off to a rip-roaring start.
Off to a good start. It was raining a little bit as we headed into the half. Now, looking across the lane at the light stanchions, maybe.
Don't know if I call it rain or just South Georgia 100% humidity.
There are drops falling. I'll say that. There's not a heavy rain. Again, you can still see the sunset way off in the distance. So the clouds haven't really been moving around. It's pretty stagnant here at the stadium right now. So whatever's here has just kind of been hanging around, which has been fortunate. I know it's early season football, Christian. So I heard some other schools on the way here, Charlton and some of those as you come across South Georgia had lightning delays tonight. So very fortunate that this one started on time and has been rolling right along.
Yeah, I know. Don't jinx it for us yet, Kevin. We got Tropical Storm Erin turning into Hurricane Erin off the coast right now. Hopefully she just turns north and dissipates in the Atlantic Ocean somewhere. But we've had to get very creative before with some long breaks during some lightning and weather delays. So that's just South Georgia in August and September.
We are getting ready for the second half coming up in just a little bit. Of course, this just week one, Christian. Next week, our home debut, if you will be at Memorial Stadium, and the Wolves are coming to town of Buford, who just played last night. You said you actually saw them in action last night.
Really hard-fought win over against a very good Milton team. I think Milton might have been ranked 11th nationally, and Buford coming to that one was 12th or 13th, but two very talented teams and struggled to get it going offensively. I think a big old pick six ends up being the difference maker there in that one, but Dayton Rayola coming down to town with just, if you look at their defense, Kevin, it's, this guy's committed to Georgia, this guy's committed to Texas A&M, this guy's going to be taking his talents to Ole Miss, this one's taking his talents to Mississippi State. So for as many line sheets that you could go down with BC and their commits, Buford coming down with what feels like a college starting lineup. Rayola committed to Nebraska, going to go play with his brother out there. So I don't know. I was talking to some folks. In terms of talent, and you'll know this because you've been calling football for a long time, I don't know if there's been a bigger out-of-the-area team come to the city of Savannah in a long time. My thought immediately went to, 2008, 2009 Camden teams that would come up and play in Savannah.
That Christopher Columbus team, I don't know if that counts, but, I mean, they came from Miami. They had, I think, 8 or 9 D1 guys on that team.
Not to be confused with Carver Columbus.
That is correct. That was a great state championship game there as well. But, one of the biggest games probably will see in quite some time.
Columbus has dudes and had a lot of guys that are still playing college football right now. I don't know if they go 20 deep with guys who either have signed or are going to sign Division I scholarships.
Was that the scouting report on the Santa Maria? Columbus has dudes. Better watch out. Just saying. Hey, you've got to hit the corner humor here.
I'm going to be careful there with that one.
We got the specialists out there going through their routines, and then
that's a great punt. Because it's easy with no pressure.
But that's something, if you're BC, it's got to be frustrating, but it's not really something you can fix in game, I don't think, a lot of times. Where it's like, hey, the snaps are up, down, left, right. Can we get time? Can we not get time? Those are not things you can say, let's just do it better. Okay, it hasn't been going great. You're not going to magically get better at it right now. I think for BC, it's imperative you put points on the board and kind of take pressure off of, we're in 4th and long and got to punt the football.
Yeah, I think the biggest thing right now is flipping field position, which back the past few years, that's just coming out, taking a snap, and you got a great punter / kicker on the roster. Right now, you got 2 guys who are immensely talented but still trying to figure it out. And the long snaps have been a little bit shaky too. So, yeah, when I say flip the field, I mean you got to pick up 2 or 3 first downs and then consider punting right now, because if you come out and go 3 and out, there's a really good chance that drive starting on your side of the 50.
And Christian, let's talk about this for the first drive. You mentioned it earlier in the Bernard Williams halftime report. Offensive line. Offensive line performs well when you don't talk about them. Really, the only thing we've had to say about them throughout the ball game tonight is some after the whistle stuff that they've been called for. There haven't been a lot of holds, haven't been a lot of that called on them. It's been after the whistle, personal foul type stuff. as well. How do you think they've held up, and do you start getting confidence in certain packages, certain down and distances that, hey, these guys can give me a block and we can make things happen?
The frustrating thing has been, yes, they'll put a good play together, but I don't know that we've strung two great plays together on the line, which just doesn't give your offensive coordinator a whole lot of, I guess, confidence in you and taking deep shots right now.
Only the one sack, if you want
only
to
the
look
one
at
sack, but Steve McCain has been on the run immediately a lot. It's just you've been saved by him being athletic, and he's at his best when he can sit in the pocket and throw.
So they'll get tested here early. And, Christian, how important on the road is it to get something here early in the third quarter?
Yeah, I mean, a couple of first downs will win, I think, in my book right here. Defense has had a chance to sit in there and get refreshed a little bit. And I know A.J. DeFilip's kind of stormed out of the press box to get down there and meet with his guys. Pat Fogarty down there, new offensive line coach this year. They've been communicating a ton, and it's guarantee you a lot of it was, hey, we can't have the mental errors after a play, but also need you guys to hold your blocks. These are great athletes you're surrounded by. You hold that block for half a second longer, that could be the difference between 5 yards and a touchdown.
Certainly. And, again, they're going to have to be tested early. I feel like defensively, if you're Galen Houston, I mean, all things considered, you feel good about what you're doing. And I think as long as you stay out of, hey, they're starting 30 yards in, they're not going to go 80 yards on us, because it's clear, as you said, look, Colquitt not a team that wanted to throw it a lot last year.
Right.
They haven't thrown it really effectively tonight outside of, I think, really two passes. And if you can key on that run, they've made it difficult on them to really gain a lot of traction. I know Colquitt, Friday night in, Friday night out, is going to have a lot of games where they may have a couple of 100-yard rushers when it's all said and done, but it may not be tonight against this BC defense.
Yeah, I know. It's just, can you keep getting it done with the front three, front four? Because if Colquitt's able to come out, put some packages together with or without Jay Lamar, who, again, could be dealing with a nagging injury right now, if you can just start moving the ball a little bit, does that force BC to drop a guy in a box, and then all of a sudden you're able to pop the bigger plays? Right now, BC is able to play base and just defend with their front three. Well, again, with Guyton coming off on that strong side right there, that's been the formula that's been working for BC. I know Colquitt's been down there on their huddle and the tablets watching all this, trying to make adjustments. What adjustments do they make? It's not going to be they're going to throw the ball 30 times in the second half. What are we going to see in the run game?
Again, BC will get this ball first to start the second half. I believe we're almost done with the
new 3 minutes. Why don't
they
just put 23 minutes up there?
Yeah, I don't understand that either. Unless it's you have 20 to get out of the locker room.
And then 3 minutes to warm up.
I guess.
Yeah.
Never really understood that either. But, yeah, big critical first drive here. And, again, if nothing else, as you said, set your defense up for success when it's all said and done. And you see Coach Houston, for as fiery as Danny Britt is, Coach Houston is just kind of even keel right down the middle. You never see
he's
him.
like the biggest dude down there. It's going to be hard to get him shook up.
But he kind of exudes we got this. Our defense is going to do what it needs to do.
Oh, Coach Britt said when he first handed the play calling duties over defensively to Coach Houston, you know Danny Brady, he might be type A. Could be wrong about that. But
you're not going out on much of a limb there.
He's just kind of up his butt the whole time about the play calls. And eventually Coach Houston just kind of looked at him, took his headset off and said, "You want it?" And Coach Britt said, "All right, I'm sorry." I'm sorry. And
seems to have worked out.
I'm about to say a couple state championships later. I think it worked out all right.
So here we go. Colquitt going to kick it off. Again, the Packers in the gold pants, black tops with the black helmets. BC wearing all white tonight, white pants, white tops, and the white helmets. New to the Cadets this year. It says Cadets in maroon on the side. And Jack Holland told me that will be for select football games this year. He said the seniors get to choose, but they told them ahead of time, hey, we know this is the new shiny toy. You're not wearing these every single game.
Yeah. And listen, I'm a sucker for the classics. And I think when people think of BC, they think of that maroon helmet. So maybe bring it out 2 or 3 times a year, other 7 games, or potentially 15 games.
Yeah. The gray helmet is gone. The gray jerseys, I don't think, are not.
No, and if we saw those gray helmets last year, they were on their last legs just with paint chipping. They might have just all chipped off, and now we have white helmets.
So here we go, ready to start the second half. Thanks for being along here with us on Watch BC Sports. Again, sorry we don't have the video for you tonight. Kind of got yanked out from under us at the last minute.
Kevin, if nothing else, the PA system works here.
It certainly does. And here we go. Left to right goes the kick, right up the right hash and into the hands that is going to be
It's Bubba
Frazier. And he'll get it out to the 30-yard line. So great field position here for the Cadets. The way he caught it, I thought for a minute they might have stuck Stanley Smart out there, but it was Bubba.
I think they kind of realize they're kicking it to the left side of the return team each time, so they flip Bubba over there. Not that Aaron's not a great returner, but you want to get the ball in Ford's hands as much as possible.
So they're going to start out with an I formation. Who's that? Isaac Scott at fullback. And we've seen this from BC, the old toss sweep. And they'll give it to Bubba off the right side. Boy, he just runs up the back of his right guard. And Bubba Frazier going to get out across the 30 to the 33, 34-yard line. See where they mark it, the 33.
Yeah, so, and Guyton's in there as well.
Yeah, they've got a lot of jumbo bodies. They're going to go same formation, try to outflank Colquitt. They'll give it to Bubba. He dances in the hole across the 35, and he'll get out towards the 36, 37. So 3-4 yards and a cloud of AstroTurf pebbles for the Cadets here.
Yeah, just power football right now for BC. 2 carries, each of them about 4 yards, brings you up 3rd and 2.
Same exact formation for BC on 3rd and short. They'll give it to Bubba once again, straight ahead, first down. And again, this is something you think about BC. It's the finesse game. It's the pass game. This is where they can lean on you a little bit coming out of the locker room.
And again, I think so much of it's field position and just wanting to establish physicality. And right now you're looking at Colquitt's defense a little bit, Kevin. Hands on hips, some guys bending over, grabbing ribs. It's not fun to defend this.
Coming straight at you. Same formation. They did flip the H back. Now they'll flip Cam Cody and LaDamian Guyton. A lot of beef to the left side. They'll run it to the left side. And dancing in the hole is Bubba Frazier across midfield into Colquitt territory.
All right, I love my new offensive lineman. We can't be pointing first down after a 6-yard gain. I know we're fired up.
Cadets are moving the ball. It's just, this is good old, if it were baseball, they call it country hardball. This is just good old power football. Everybody lean into one side, and we're going to push on you.
Shout out to Reef Leonard. He got rocked right there, but offensive linemen don't come out of games, and he was staggering for a second and just stood in there and said, I'm not coming out.
They'll flip the fullback to the left side. Here's Cannon under center. They'll give it to Bubba again, and he'll bounce, break a tackle inside the 50 to the 45, out of bounds, first down. Move the chains. A BC Brothers moving the chains, first down here for the Cadets. And this ain't trickeration, Christian. This is, I'm going to shove it down your face.
Yeah, 5 carries, 2 first downs, 2 minutes gone. This is just power football right now.
And BC taking their time, burning clock here.
And you think 6A versus 4A, the size advantage would be on Colquitt size, but right now BC kind of outweighing them.
They'll move the power over here to the near side, short side. They'll put Cam Cody, LaDamian Guyton to the left. Here's the snap give. It's Bubba Frazier. He tries to break a tackle, and that time about 4 or 5 missed blocks, and Colquitt County able to break through.
I mean, 4 or 5 missed blocks because Colquitt said, okay, if you're going to run the same place 6 times in a row, we're going to defend it. And don't hate the call. I mean, run it until they stop it.
So Bubba going to lose 2 on a play. It'll be second down and 12.
And Guyton and Cody check out back to a normal personnel.
That's where you just pound them and then maybe try to hit them deep with the speed game, get them running sideline to sideline. Cadets a little more deliberate here in the second half. Already had the ball for almost 3 minutes here coming out of the locker room.
Yeah, number 1 goal, flip the field, mission accomplished.
They'll run it again here to the near side, and that's going to be smart. Stanley keeps pushing the pile. They'll give him forward progress up to or down to the 42, so back inside the original line of scrimmage. It'll be 3rd and about 8.
And again, I think you're in 4-down territory right here, Kevin, so that was a really good play call. Set you up for 3rd and manageable.
And again, Cadets very deliberate here on 3rd and 8. Trip receivers to the right. Twins here to the near side off the left hash. Cannon in an empty set. They'll put Smart in motion. Cannon will play action. A little underneath screen.
Yeah,
and boy, that was
covered up.
Red all over the place. They were looking for Mallard and nothing doing. And BC, I think, is going to run on the punt unit. And they'll punt it from the Colquitt 42. And again, you might say, why not go for it? It's 4th and 8. A long ways to go. But as long as you can directionally punt here, when that maybe that comes into play, should have favorable field position defensively.
Yeah, and again, mission accomplished on that drive. Not every drive you have to score points on, but just got to execute this punt.
So here's Brenton. Nice snap. Brenton going to get it off, hang one up high, and going to be fair caught.
That's a great punt.
At
That's a great job,
the
kid.
13-yard line.
Oh, my goodness. Big old flop there from Colquitt County, trying to draw a penalty. An official said, get up, sir.
So 1st and 10 for Colquitt from their own 13-yard line.
Now the question is, how's Cam Cody and LaDainian McGuigan feeling? They were just playing offensive tackle and tight end for 6 plays.
Well, here's where they get to go eat, right?
Yeah. And Colquitt's done a really good job of kind of neutralizing Guyton tonight. I mean, don't know if he's had a chance really with the play calls to make that big splash play, but the design has been really solid so far from Colquitt.
So here come the Packers offense onto the field. First time here in the third quarter. Again, their sophomore quarterback, Cohen Lawson. And he's got Jamari Stokes off to his right, trips way out wide. Here's the give to Stokes. Going to break through and out to the 20. Gain of 7, maybe 8 yards on first down. Tackle made by number 14, Amari Burst. So your safety coming down and run support.
Yeah, good power football right there. They double team Isaac Scott and Cam Cody. Open up a big hole, and a linebacker just missed.
So here's Lawson again. They'll give it straight ahead. That time, big wall stacks up.
They're going to do that twice in a row.
They're going to dump him for a loss. Who was back there? That was Jaden Houston.
Yeah. Better job, again. You don't have to get upfield every time. Better job by Cody and Scott that time, just sitting there eating up guys and then letting their linebackers flow free.
3rd down and 2 from the Colquitt 21-yard line. Out of a shotgun, here's Lawson. They're going to play action, looking, throw it in the slot, going to be caught and immediately hit. Tackle made by Jonathan Black.
Oh, they're going to call a late hit. That's bad, man.
On who?
The safety who came up to wrap up and finish the play. They're going to say he was already down and got hit, but that was a coach right in the official's ear, and then the official threw it. That's just bad, man.
So they're going to mark it off against BC. Danny Britt giving the near side official an earful here.
I mean, the official was making no reach for the flag. A coach got up and screamed in his ear, and then you reach for it. You got to have a little bit more fortitude than that. That's the 4th personal foul on BC tonight. And this is big-time football. You can't be that soft.
They probably have more penalty yards than offensive yards tonight. Here's the snap. Lawson and drops back to pass, looking over the middle, going to lob one up, has a man. Coverage broke, and that's going to go inside the 5. Touchdown. Josh Washington tried to run him down. Looked like a busted coverage on Jonathan Black on the far sideline, and that's going to go the distance.
I think that was Landon Harris, one of the backups coming in, and they went right at him.
So right after the penalty, they take a shot and convert.
Yeah, they ran double posts, and he just ran right past Harris on the outside, and a great throw by the quarterback.
So the point after on the way, it's up, and it is good. 21-14, 7-11 to go here in the third. We're coming right back. This is Cadet Football, brought to you by Cash and Carry.
Dead or alive, we want your car. No matter the condition, running smooth or barely rolling, Cash and Carry in Savannah will buy it right off the road. Visit us now, get your instant offer, and turn that ride into cash today. We buy cars, any condition.
Welcome back here to the Hog Pen in Moultrie. 21-14 our score. Now it's up to the Cadets to come back and answer. Had a good drive working out of the locker room, Christian, and had it kind of stall out around the 40-yard line.
Yeah, and that one you wonder how many times are they going to be able to bring in your starting nose tackle, starting defensive end, and starting outside linebacker. I don't know if that was a one-off, but you're going to have to hit some passes here to win this football game.
So here's the kick left to right, up the right side, going to be short. And Mallard going to have to come get it. No, it's going to be Stanley Smart. He cuts back. There is nobody on the far side of the field. Flag comes way out. Another flag comes out as Smart crosses the 40. Laundry everywhere. And I don't know if you're going to get comeback blocks because Smart came from the near side.
I think it was Harris again. And he's going to call for a hold. That might be Jonathan Black, who's hobbling off right here. Yeah, it was Jonathan Black. Hard to tell the difference between that 20 and 28.
So that'll back BC. Oh, no, it's against Colquitt.
I think there's probably fouls on both teams, so we'll take it. Oh, there you go.
Oh, headgear violation.
Yep. The old J.J. Watt.
So that'll put it all the way out to the 40. I haven't set it down officially. It looks like it's going to be the 43-yard line.
Clarify, a player got his helmet knocked off and continued to play. There's 3 flags on the field, and they threw it in the direction of holding.
At least everybody saw it, I guess.
Yep. Hope Jonathan Black's okay.
So great field position here for BC. They'll put it on the far hash. Now they're going to mark it off from the end of the run, so this is going to be really good. It's going to be on the 42 of Colquitt. So after that penalty, a short field here for the Cadets. Got to make something happen here. Cannon in a shotgun. He's got Stanley Smart to the left. Trip wide receivers to the left as well. Here's the snap. They give to Smart off the right side. Turns the corner and runs over a man at the 35, pushing ahead to the 34. That's going to be a gain of about 7 on first down.
Yeah, good job by the line. Just kind of pin and pull. Colin Ward got out in front there. And, again, I love my guy, but we can't be pointing for first downs after 8 yards. Offensive line's just fired up, man. But that's the first real breakaway we've seen from Stanley Smart. It's been a lot of 2 or 3 yards at a time. Nice after that big return there to see him get all around the edge and pick up something big.
BC also using the tight end a lot here.
Same play.
In Conaway, they run right side again.
First down.
And that'll be now you can point first down inside the 30-yard line. Stanley Smart.
BC's offensive linemen play to the end of the play. They keep blocking. I think they might have heard the chirping that they're the weak spot on the team, quote unquote.
Well, if you don't play to the whistle at BC, you probably aren't going to play a whole lot. Twin receivers to the short side. They got an H-back to the left. Cannon out of a shotgun. He'll motion Mallard across. They'll give it to him. Aaron tries to turn the corner. Does. 25, 20. Waits for a block. Got tripped up by the shoes at the 22-yard line, but a big gain on first down. And they just countered against the strength that time. And second and short here for the Cadets. Cannon getting in motion. Here's the snap. They'll fake it, play action. Cannon rolling, looking, throwing, and Conaway was 4 feet out of bounds when he threw it to him.
He was wide open at first, but Cannon just kind of double clutched there. Coaches wanted to let that one go a little bit sooner.
So to bring up third. A big play offensively here. And again, still a lot of time in this ball game, Christian, but I think if you only get 2, you might still go for it here. You don't have the field goal length you had a year ago.
Yeah, I mean, I think you're kind of borderline right now. This is where Danny said he'd start thinking about kicking.
So trips to the right. Nope. They'll put Smart to the left, trips to the left. Cannon all by himself. They'll motion. Here's the snap. Give it to Smart. Makes a man miss. Tries to get outside. Got a nice block in the 20-15. And Smart inside the 15 to the 14. What a block by Dunn.
Yeah, Stuart Dunn getting out there.
He sealed that edge, and what a read by Smart coming down to see that block coming.
Yeah, he had to make the defensive end miss. He had done a good job of contain. He makes the one guy miss, and then, like you said, Dunn gets there for a big-time block. big first down.
Trips to the left. That's the wide side off the right hash. One receiver up top. They'll put Stanley over to the right side of Stephen Cannon. Here's the snap. They'll fake it to Dunn. Cannon flushed out to his left. A lot of room. Throws it. It is in and out of the hands. He had Mallard standing by himself. And that's just one you look at on tape. There's no reason he shouldn't have caught that ball.
I mean, if you're going to give him any kind of benefit, it looked for all the world like Stephen was going to run that. And so Aaron was going to block, and then Stephen pulls up to throw. He had to kind of adjust to go make that catch and just ride off his fingertips. Great play by Stephen, and you hope that one doesn't come back to bite you.
Your 2nd down and 10.
You can still pick up a first down.
Ball's on the 13, so as Christian said, you can still call up the BC Brothers moving and move those chains. And here's that formation again. I formation, a lot of meat out there on 3rd and 3. Here's the give. Tail of it is Smart. Inside to 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Touchdown! Right at you downhill. Stanley Smart, and it's 21-20.
I football, baby. You had a big old fullback in there. Huge touchdown right there for BC, and what an answer, Kevin. Get it done on the ground, and that was a Stanley Smart show that time.
And now the point after is going to be Parker Lewis. And a chance to tie this ball game up, and quite the answer, even with the help of a big penalty, Christian. Quite the answer offensively by BC. The point after is up, and it is good. 21-21. We're coming right back. This is Cadet football, presented by Cash and Carry.
Cool Vibes Pizza and Wings is one of Savannah's most popular. Could be the New York style pizza, or the pasta, or sandwiches, or wings. Whatever you choose, Cool Vibes has their own unique style. Check them out at 4501 Montgomery Street, Savannah.
Can't remember. Welcome back here to Moultrie. 21-21. What a football game here tonight in the Hog Pen to start off the high school football season. Cadets with quite the answer, and they will kick it off to the Packers here. And now defensively, after you had one busted play, led to the touchdown, got to get it back together here on this drive.
Yeah, and it's one of those things, Kevin, where you can only have so many excuses. Where you're like, well, they started in a short field, and then they started on another short field, and then you blew a coverage. Eventually, you just got to stand up and make a stop here defensively. Last time they took advantage of a substitute. Still don't know how Black's doing. I think we're going to get a flag on Colquitt. This should be a delay game.
They're very late getting on the field. Every time they kick it off, Cadets are standing around waiting for them to come out there and wait for the...
I mean, that should have absolutely been at least a delay of game.
So here's the kick. This will be Brenton to kick it off for Benedictine. He'll put a right leg into it, drive it up the left side, going to come down short at the 5-yard line, out to the 10, makes a man miss, 20, and wrapped up. There's a big tackle by number 28. Christian, that is Harris. And starting at the 20 will be Colquitt County.
And JoJo Sutton and Jonathan Black are back out there at your corners. And it looks like it's, back to your starting 4. Amari's back out there. Josh Washington's back out there.
Cole Schumann out there at linebacker. Going with 3 linebackers here in Schumann, Houston, and Larson Little. And, of course, your 4th, you can kind of call him a D lineman, outside linebacker, whatever, and LaDamian Guyton. Here's where you need him to step up and make a big play.
Still waiting.
Out of a pistol formation are the Packers. They'll motion a receiver in tight off the left side. And here's Lawson. He'll give Taylor that pistol. This is Stokes. Cadets read it well off the left side, maybe 2 yards. And it'll bring up 2nd and 8.
And I'll say this. We keep saying we're waiting for the big play from Guyton, but he's been making and doing his job from that defensive end spot right there.
Yeah, they're running away from him.
Yeah, he's doing the grunt work, or when they don't run away, he's getting double-teamed.
Twins here to the right, one up top of the formation for Colquitt. Cadets kind of spread out those 3 linebackers. Here's a give off to the left side, and nicely read. It's Gavin Smith, and who was that? Josh Washington with the tackle out to the 25. So give them a couple more yards. It'll be 3rd and about 5.
Yeah, they're getting creative with how they're dealing with Guyton and Cody. That time they let them come through and then just kind of escort them out of the way. That's enough for about a 4-yard pickup right there. But then again, Gavin Smith tracking down the line, making a big play.
Jason Stevenson, the sophomore, in at running back for Colquitt here on this third down. BC still in that four-man front. Trips here to the right for the Packers. Here's the snap. Looking, they go out to the left. Oh, that's got to be a flag on Black. They're not.
Nope.
Oh, there it is.
Oh, my goodness.
I hate to say it, Christian, but he was laying on him before the ball got there.
Now, they were going to get a flag on Colquitt, on the coaching staff, at least a sideline warning. I mean.
Oh, BC's pointing the other way. Did he shove off? And Jonathan Black's having to come out of the ball game. And he's going to go down. Cramp, looks like. He's grabbing that calf.
And the quarterback's clapping, so this is going to go against BC. Well, there's 2 flags down.
I think they're discussing. If it was just pass interference, it wouldn't be taking this long. As I said, just to be honest, Christian, I thought Black was all over him before the ball got there. Now, the second flag coming in.
Yeah, I think it's probably a sideline warning because every time there's a close play on that Colquitt sideline, those coaches are all over the officials.
Here's the pass interference against BC. Now a dead ball personal foul against BC.
Holy smokes.
So that's going to be 30 yards on one play.
That's the 5th personal foul call against BC tonight. And not one of them, Kevin, has come from this sideline. Do with that information what you will, but the sideline judge on this side and the official, the white hat, when he's been on this side, have not thrown a personal foul call. Every personal foul flag has come from the Colquitt sideline.
Saying a little lobbying going on.
I'm just saying, again, I'm just going to say fortitude. There's a lot of other words I could use as the official, but just because a grown man is screaming in your ear doesn't mean you have to throw a flag.
So it'll be 1st and 10, ball all the way down to the Cadet 45. After all that was marked off, so 30 yards of position. Here's Lawson looking, throwing up short, going to be caught on just a little turnaround route. And that's going to be a first down at the 35 of BC.
And another one.
Flag.
It's the same guy every time.
I'm guessing that's going to be a 15-yard
I would assume
hit out of bounds. And that's going to go against BC. I would love to see the disparity in penalties right now, Christian. It's got to be
unbelievable. That's the 6th personal foul.
So this is 45 yards on this drive. There's 70 on just 5 calls alone in this game, or 6 calls. So I'd love to, again, if we get a stat sheet, see the disparity in calls at the end of the game. It's 1st and 10 from the BC 20. Here's Lawson with the snap. He'll read the belly, give it straight ahead, and that's going nowhere. Cam Cody all over that.
Is he okay?
Looks like he is. And now another flag. And now he's all in the face of one of the BC defenders. He's like, I'm not doing anything. Is that going to be another personal foul?
That's going to go against JoJo. And they're clapping because they know at this point they can bait BC into this. They're instigating, BC's reacting. You just cannot react.
Christian, when's the last time you've seen 4 personal fouls on one drive?
On one drive. And listen, dude, you're the private school from Savannah. You're not going to get the benefit of the doubt here.
Unsportsmanlike conduct against Benedictine. And Danny Britt continuing to ask for explanations. And I think Danny Britt also going, look, we don't commit personal fouls and unsportsmanlike on every play.
But, I mean, if I'm an athlete and I know I can goad you into getting in my face and getting a flag drawn, I'm going to keep doing it.
So 1st and goal.
But this has gone from their 15 to BC's about 5, and I think they've picked up about 15 yards on the ground.
They've had about 2 offensive plays that actually did anything. And again, I know you want to set the tone when you have two teams like this playing, but it seems to have gone overboard the other direction where you're not letting them play at all. So now we're standing around not sure what we're waiting on, unless we're keeping track of unsportsmanlikes. So the official writing something down in the notebook.
You just got to keep discipline here if you're BC's defense.
So Packers with the ball. It's now 1st and goal from the 8. So here is Lawson. Out of a shotgun, trip receivers to the right, takes the snap. Give inside. Oh, there's the big play by Guyton. Just wrapped him up in the backfield as Stokes. And it'll be 2nd and goal.
And just slanted inside. Called play right there, Kevin, and nobody could touch him. It's like a tidal wave coming through there.
So pushed him back to the 11. And now Twins to the left, one receiver wide out to the right. Stokes off to the right of Lawson. They'll put a receiver in motion, that rocket motion. Here's Lawson looking for the throwback. He throws it to nobody in particular in the back of the end zone, and it'll be 3rd and goal from the 11.
Everybody holding their breath because they don't know if that's going to be a roughing the passer call, but he had 3 guys eventually wide open, but BC just sent the house right there, kind of banking on getting to the quarterback before he could deliver a ball.
We'll see what Galen Houston dials up again here on 3rd down. Again, they're going to run Twins either side. And you got the sophomore in at running back. Who's that? Stevenson. Here's the snap, Lawson. And nope, they're going to check back with me. Now they're going to change the formation just slightly. And here's the snap, Lawson looking. Got some time, throws it over the middle, and incomplete. I think Colquitt wanted maybe a pass interference, just a slight rub in the back end. Didn't have an effect on the catch. It'll be up 4th down, and Colquitt going to try to kick the field goal here.
And Kevin, I say again, they end up going 70 yards. About 10 of them were through the air.
And 60
in the penalty box.
penalty. So
I mean, I don't know if Colquitt's over 100 yards of offense today.
This will be a 27-yarder right down the middle for the Packers. Here's the snap. Kick is up, and it is
no good. Oh,
good.
I like it.
Snuck inside the right upright, and it's 24-21. And a flag in a year and a half late as the teams are running off the field, and not sure what this is all about. And if this is against BC, Danny Britt will absolutely come unglued. Like, fellas, just run off the field at this point. Dead ball. Personal foul against
Colquitt. Hey, they can do it too.
Against Colquitt, so they'll tack that on the kickoff, so they'll kick it off deep. We'll come back quickly, Christian. 24-21, this is Cadet Football, brought to you by Cash and Carry. Colquitt.
Bowtie Barbecue Company at 6724 Waters Avenue in Savannah serves up barbecue both familiar and new. Made by hand and made with love. Family friendly and relaxed, Bowtie takes great pride in the by hand preparation of high quality beef ribs, smoked chicken, pork spare ribs, and more. Come join the Bowtie family. Ask about our food truck and catering too. Bowtie Barbecue Company. Southern charm naturally. Look for them online at bowtiebbq.com.
Welcome back here to the Hog Pen in Moultrie. Cadets trail it by 3, 2:03 to go here in the 3rd. And Christian, I can't remember, not to belabor the point, the last time that a Danny Britt coach team had this many personal fouls and unsportsmanlikes against it. Not saying that they can't have any, but just the sheer number.
I'd be very comfortable saying that this is the most against the Danny Britt team.
And you still, unfortunately, have another quarter to go.
Yeah, we're at 7 right now. And what stinks is it's your leaders, right? We've had it against JoJo Sutton. We've had him against Larson Little. It's the guys you're supposed to be counting on.
So Colquitt going to kick off from the 25. So BC should get great field position here. Up the hash, it's going to go. This is Mallard from the 28. He's across the 35, 40. Breaks the seam, 45 across midfield. And he's going to be down And how about a flag coming in there? BC coaches. That was a Colquitt County Packer with a little extra activity. And, of course, nobody saw it. He pulled down the front of the jersey. Who was that?
Austin Quasha, it looked like.
Yeah.
And again, Austin, it sucks that he grabbed you by your face mask and pulled you down after the play. The official should have seen that. You can't then get in his face. So BC fortunate they didn't get a penalty on that.
So Cadets take it right at midfield here. Inside 2 minutes to go in the third. And a chance to answer. And Colquitt runs a man off late. Here's the man in motion. They'll counter back inside. This is Stanley Smart. Oh, had a chance to break through the left side and end up with 4, but a touchdown saving tackle that time by one of their linebackers. That looks like Enoch. Otherwise, Stanley still running. They'll put the H back to the left, trip receivers to the right. Smart to the right of Cannon. Here's the snap. They'll give it to Stanley. Tries to buy some time, get the corner turned. Maybe gets a yard up close to the 45 of Colquitt. It'll be third and long.
Yeah, it's a near side buck sweep that time, and Colquitt did a good job of stretching it out. Stanley, very patient, trying to wait for a hole to open up and just never did.
So a big play here offensively for the Cadets. BC will bring on Josh Washington here on third down. They're going to go 5 wides here. Washington and Mallard here to the short side. Smart, Bubba, and Karan Hall.
Sound like a narc here, Kevin, but you're not supposed to be able to be blaring music while the offense is in formation.
So here's the snap. Steven, a little throwback screen, caught Josh Washington inside the 45, and he's still going to end up with 3. Just couldn't get the block sealed out there on the edge. It's going to bring 4th down and about 3 in decision time here for Danny Britt, as the special teams have been tough tonight.
Yeah, I think as well as your defense has played, you go.
And they're going to go jumbo here. It'll be 4th down and 3. Cam Cody, Scott, LaDamian Guyton all in there. And Scott will be the fullback, offset to the left. Smart in the tail of that eye. Cannon, did they get him?
They got him right at the buzzer.
Did they call it right as the buzzer went off to end the quarter?
I think I called against BC.
False start against BC.
Oh, my goodness.
And so it'll be 4th and 8 when we start the fourth quarter. So they'll walk about 4 yards, put the ball down on the other side. We'll come back. Final 12 minutes right around the corner. This is Cadet Football presented by Cash and Carry.
Criminal defense, family law, child custody, DUI, and divorce. When so much is on the line, you need expert legal representation. The one to call is Savannah's own Jonathan V. Dunn, PC, attorney at law. Voted the Thomson Reuters super lawyer consecutively since 2023 and an Avo top attorney rating of 9.7. You can count on Jonathan V. Dunn to leave no stone unturned to deliver the justice you seek. Contact 912-200-9352 or online at jvdattorney.com.
Welcome back here to Moultrie. We go to the fourth. Cadets trail it by 3. And it looks like they're going to punt the football here with it being 4th and 8 instead of 4th and 3.
Again, Kevin, procedure penalties. You wonder, and this is what BC was kind of arguing to the official, the buzzer had sounded, the lineman kind of reacted to it, and they called the penalty. Now BC is going to be forced to punt this one because it's 4th and 8.
So that will be, it's going to be John Brenton to punt. Double safeties back for Colquitt. And important kick for Brenton here to start the fourth. High snap. He brings it down and puts a foot into it. Going to be hung up around the 15 and a returnable kick up the right side and run out of bounds up around the 30-yard line. So that's where Colquitt will start 1st and 10 just underway here in the fourth. So, Christian, your defense outside of penalties, which have been killers, have played pretty well.
Yeah, absolutely.
One busted play, and the rest has just been killers of penalties. And I mean, some were there, some weren't. But
sorry, I don't think they got this ball spotted correctly. Now they move it back. Yeah, it's just if you can play defense and get rid of the penalties, you've been elite. But it's when you just been a little hot-headed and reacted after plays or given them a little too much. That's when they've been able to, quote-unquote, move the football. And going back to that punt, Kevin, anybody besides John Brinton or Karan Hall, I don't know that they're going to catch that one. You're fortunate that your punter is over 6 feet tall.
so here's Stokes next to the quarterback, Lawson.
Big hit.
And, he goes nowhere. Who was that? Number 23.
Rasheed Jackson.
Rasheed Jackson laying the lumber.
Just decleating and taking off helmets.
First time we're seeing, I think, Rasheed tonight. From the right. As Lawson looks over, the Cadet defense takes the snap. He's back to pass, looking in his face, eludes the sack, and will not get away from Big Cam Cody. And a flag is out on the far sideline yet again. Forward progress stopped. Flags at the line of scrimmage on both sides.
Or it's a bad formation.
When both officials throw it, it's and Danny Britt might decline this. A false start. Yep, they're going to make it 3rd down and 9. Or 3rd down and 10, rather. So you got to get off the field here if you're Benedictine.
100%. You set yourself up these first 2 plays. Really nice plays both times. First play, Rasheed Jackson makes a big hit, and then that time, Guyton kind of chases the quarterback into the arms of Cam Cody.
So twin receivers up top. Twin receivers here to the wide side. Coming towards us.
Yep.
Lawson overlooking the Cadet defense. 4 men with their hands in the dirt. Back to pass. He's going to look. Pressure, steps up in the pocket. Has a man. Oh, a decleater. Josh Washington laid the lumber.
He was going for the football, too. He's down. Fans want a penalty, but that was just Josh going for the football. And, man, I hope he's okay.
Yeah. I mean, he laid him out.
And it's just he wasn't going for the hit. He was going through the body to get to the ball. That was just kind of a lob laid over the middle. Officials, I'll say questionable tonight. That's a great call, not calling that. You know, Kevin, just now, regardless of the league, high school, college, or the NFL, officials want to throw a flag on that. But that was just good, hard-nosed football. Just hope Josh is okay.
Absolutely.
He's played a lot of football tonight.
And hopefully just a stinger as he ran. I mean, it was head first.
And, again, for those at home, he's moving. And
when I say head first, I don't say
with
the helmet.
No, I'm just saying it's at home if you can't see. He's moving. And we got a lot of people out there around him. It was just a really hard hit, and he's played a lot of football tonight. Hope he's all right because he's been big for BC.
So Cadets will get the football back. It's a matter of where they're going to get it. I don't think you've felt the fear in the punt game of Colquitt in terms of just game-changing ability.
That's a great play there by Josh, but that's right there is where you miss your starting safety in Mackay because that's one of those ones where time after time, Kevin, we've seen him pick that one off and take it to the house. And again, Josh has had to play both sides tonight.
Yeah, no Mackay Williams, no Wyatt Estabrook. So your 2 safeties have been out tonight for BC.
Yeah, that time you had Amari playing boundary corner, and Landon Harris was in at one of the deep safety spots.
See Danny Britt out there talking to Josh Washington. We'll step aside while they tend to Josh. We're coming right back here on Watch BC Sports.
Plan your hunting getaway and escape to experience the beauty of Mossy Pond. Our diverse property right here in Pierce County allows you to enjoy various types of hunts, including plantation-style quail, hog, pheasant, and flooded timber-style duck hunts, all within 24 hours. At the center of it all, experience scenic, rustic, beautiful, and inviting amenities like luxury lodging, our first-class pro shop, fine dining, and the perfect event space. Book now and see why Mossy Pond Lodge is Georgia's premier hunting paradise.
They've got Josh Washington sitting up as we're back at the hog pen here in Moultrie. Kevin Thomas, Christian Gokel. Now he's up on his feet. He's moving slow. Hopefully just got a stinger or the wind knocked out of him. Nope, he's going to get some help coming off the field. He's walking pretty good, but that was a lick and a half, Christian.
Yeah, and again, just big-time high school football right now. A lot of really strong athletes out there, and Josh was flying to make that interception, and you have a guy running a full-speed seam down the middle too, and they both collide. And again, super clean play from both sides, but Josh kind of on the receiving end of it.
So Cadets going to get this football back. As they're all huddled around Danny Britt here on the special teams. And the Cadets will come out on the field here. It'll be 4th and 10 officially.
Again, special teams really favoring Colquitt right now, but they've had some iffy snaps. We saw that right at the end of the half that allowed BC to take the shot.
So from the 30, punter will boot it from the 15. And here's the snap. Good snap. Oh, BC had a man back there, a line driver that Bubba's going to have to let go, and it's going to take an extra 10 or 15 down towards the BC 26-yard line before it's touched up. But, yeah, that would have been a three-hopper that Bubba would have had to field it there, and you bobble that with the guys bearing down on you, you could be costing yourself the ball game there.
Yeah, I mean, it's one of those ones where it stinks because the punt only went about 15 yards, and Bubba thought about running up to try to grab it out of the air, but I think made the wise decision just because that's a really weird-shaped ball. You never know where it's going to bounce. So let it roll. It stinks that you give up 20 yards right there, but you get the ball, and now let this offense go to work.
So here's 1st and 10 for the Cadets. Twin receivers either side. As Cannon looks back here to the near side. Cannon, 3 seconds on the play clock. 2, 1. They're not going to get it off, or they do. Here's the snap. Cannon looking, going to tuck it, and looking for a man up the sideline. It's Bubba Frazier caught 40 and makes a man miss 45. Still on his feet at midfield. What a play! And Christian very fortunate. They must have hiked that at 0.1 second on the play clock because everybody's screaming, snap it, snap it, snap it, and they barely got it off.
Tie goes to the runner, and that time I think Stephen Cannon kind of felt rushed just by the play clock. Had a few guys running open, but elected to extend it with his legs and found Bubba Frazier kind of roaming down the sideline right there. You can't forget about number 4.
Yeah, how you lose him, I don't know. Flex bone formation for Benedictine. Right at midfield. Here's the snap to Cannon. He'll give it straight ahead. This is smart into Colquitt territory. And it will be down to the 46. And they'll stop the clock because a Colquitt player lost his helmet. So he'll have to come out of the ball game.
Yeah, it's a little fullback gap there from under center, and it keeps you on schedule, Kevin. Now 2nd and the long 6.
It's Mackenzie Graham for Colquitt, has to come out. So, as you said, 2nd down and on schedule for BC here from the Colquitt 46. Trips up top. Cannon going to check back here to the near sideline.
Plenty of time on the play clock this time.
Now we're ready to go. Cannon will take the snap. He'll give it to Smart. Smart will run here to the near side. Buck inside the 45. They'll give him the 44, give him a couple.
And again, the last 2 times you've been in this position, Kevin, and you're not able to pick it up, you punt, and you only pick up about 10 or 15 yards. I wonder how many more times Danny Britt's going to do that.
So 3rd down and 4. Getting towards 9 minutes here in the 4th quarter. BC does not have their personnel right now. They do. They've
25 seconds on the play clock.
4 wide receivers and Stanley Smart out there from the 44 of Colquitt County. They need the 40 to keep the drive going here on 3rd. Oh, my good Lord. Every receiver took off. And once again, a miscue. I mean, that was definitely BC that time, Christian. All 4 wide receivers took off. Nobody else did. And that makes it 3rd and 9.
I think that's just on the signal end. I think you have a few different guys that are signaling to the players. The offensive line is looking at their offensive line coach. The running backs looking in at their running backs coach and the receivers are looking at their guy, and I think they signal in different ones. Because like you said, it wasn't one receiver. It was all 4 of them.
So here we go. Now 3rd and 9 for the Cadets, back to the 49 of Colquitt. 4 wides in the formation. Camden with a deep safety. Here's the snap. Steven rolls here to his right. Looking to wind up. Has a man. It's caught. That is done, and he ran backwards.
I think he's still going to have the first.
Yeah.
But, oh, my goodness, he almost ran himself out of one.
Danny Britt was right there at the first down marker. That's one in film study.
Yeah.
You'll say,
son, just fall backwards.
Stewart, you had the first down. Do not make it that close.
Good job by Steven there. Good job by the offensive line there, buying him some time. He had plenty of time to let Stewart work his way open and just delivered a really catchable ball.
So 1st and 10 of BC Brothers moving the chains. First down.
We always talk about it, Kevin. Who's going to be that guy where they cover up Bubba and they cover up Aaron? Who's going to be that third guy? Stewart Dunn's done a nice job tonight.
Here's Steven on first down. Mallard in motion. They'll counter back to the right side. This is going to be a 30 inside of 25 going. Our man, number 5.
Mr. Stanley Smart.
Yep, Stanley Smart. And just a stutter step that time, waiting for the first block, and got the first down. So down to the Colquitt 24-yard line. Packers running a man off late. Here's the snap. No, they're going to check back.
And, Kevin, I think you're in territory now where Danny Britt would consider a field goal.
They'll change
let's
it
just
up.
Go ahead and put 6 on.
Yeah, pistol formation now with 4 wides for BC. Here's the snap. They'll give it to Smart. He was met in the hole, shakes off a tackle, still on his feet. He's going to end up with about 3 on the play. And great second effort there by Stanley Smart to get out of a loss. It'll be second down. I thought he got more than he did. Apparently, they marked it back.
He got hit 3 yards in the backfield, so he'd be able to get what he got.
It's going to be 2nd and 9 officially.
Squat rack.
So 2nd down and 9. Trips here to the short side. One receiver way out wide to the left for the Cadets. Only 3-man rush showing for Colquitt here on this big second down. Here's the snap. Steven looking. Going to be flushed to his left. Oh, he's got lots of room. Show off that 4x100. He'll run out of bounds. Did he get the first down? Yes, he did. I think he needed the 12, got the 11. And that's an aspect of the game that people, I think, sleep on Stephen Cannon. He broke contain, and there was nobody out there, and it was an easy first down.
Yeah, unbelievable job by Steven there. Again, immediate pass rush in his face, and he did a great job of timing that up, kind of setting the defensive end up, stutter step, and then able to show off his speed.
So 1st and 10 from the 11. The Cadets can get a first down. Here's the give. It's going to be Smart off the left side. Colquitt read it well, and they're going to say he'll lose it back to the 13.
Yeah, that time Colquitt just sent a full 8-man blitz.
And now if you're A.J. DePhillips, what can you run to catch Colquitt sleeping here on defense?
Yep.
No Bubba Frazier out there right now.
He's having to play defense right now.
No Josh Washington out there. Somebody's got to be a playmaker for you here on offense. They're going to check back here to the near sideline. Clock rolls inside 6 minutes here in the 4th. Got to be careful here, Christian. Definitely want a shot at 3 if you can't get in the end zone.
No doubt.
A lot of motion, a lot of movement for BC. Here's the snap. Cannon going to play action, flushed out of the pocket, rolling to his right. He's got a man open in the back of the end zone. Got to let it go, and he does. Just throws it out of bounds.
Yeah, and that could have been a late hit on Steven, but you'll trade that out for the no call on the flag for the hold that BC got away with.
You had Conaway back in the end zone middle, but I've been a throw across the body. So 3rd down and 11. You can get a first down at the 2-yard line.
Don't know how comfortable he feels right now just cutting it loose. BC's tried screen plays a lot in this situation, but I think you just put it in Ten's hands and let him try to make a play.
Don't want to take a big sack here if you can avoid it.
Yeah, I mean, you're almost in extra point territory.
So here's Cannon on 3rd down from the Colquitt 13. Here's the snap. Looking, Cannon going to pump fake, throw it short. This is Karan Hall. Makes a man miss. Working towards the 5, stretches the ball out. He's going to be short. And we have Carlton Hall slow getting up, but he looks like he's all right. It's going to be fourth down.
Here we go. Decision time.
Decision time for the Cadets. I mean, you are on the 5-yard line.
Well, here's the thought process too, Kevin, is if you don't get it, you trust your defense.
And they're going to kick it. So Parker Lewis, the man of the minute here for Benedictine. 5 minutes and 12 seconds to go.
Yep. Captain of the soccer team, dude who is not unfamiliar with pressure.
From the left hash, this will be a 22-yarder.
Stick it up or 90, kid.
The snap is good. The kick is way up there. Boy, where'd that kick come from? It's good.
Let's go.
24-24. Parker Lewis with a 22-yard field goal. We're all tied up, Christian Gokel. And we're coming right back here on Watch BC Sports.
Want to make some extra cash just by sitting on your couch? At Cash and Carry in Savannah, Georgia, we buy any car, no matter the condition, and take it right off the road. Just visit the link, enter your car details, and get an instant offer. Cash and Carry, turning cars into cash without leaving your couch.
Welcome back here to Colquitt County. We're all tied up, Christian Gokel, at 24 apiece. Couldn't ask for anything better week 1 of the high school football season.
Could ask for a video broadcast, but...
well, okay. Again, that is something that got pulled out from
That's
in front of us.
outside of our control.
A little oops, our bad. We forgot to tell you.
But, man, you couldn't ask for a better football game, I'll tell you what.
So here's John Brenton to kick it off for BC. Christian got to keep the return to a minimum here, or hope that John can hit one of those soccer kicks into the end zone here.
Yeah, I think the wind favors them right now.
And here's Brenton to kick it off left to right. Hangs it up. It's going to come down about the 11. Picked up there up the right hash. And going to make a man miss at the 20, 25, 30. And knocked out of bounds at about the 34-yard line.
That's a good job. You got to pick up your kicker with coverage. I mean, there's a reason 11 guys are on the field. Good job of kind of boxing them in and forcing them to the sideline that time.
I think that was sophomore Caden Thomas with the tackle on the far sideline. And now, if you're Benedictine and Galen Houston, it's on year 11 on this side of the ball, who outside of penalties
and a busted coverage
have played pretty good straight up football. I think some of them it's been frustration penalties, and others, if you can keep yourself from doing that, Colquitt has not really consistently moved it on you. Empty set here for the Packers here on first down. Power formation. They're going to run it here to the near side. BC reads it well. Nice open field tackle.
Cole Schumann.
Cole Schumann steaming down from his linebacker spot, makes a tackle in the backfield. It's 2nd and 11.
And the usually reserved Galen Houston fired up after that one.
Well, you kind of know tendencies, I guess, at this point is like when they're going to go heavy on you like that, an empty backfield, the QB's keeping it, and they're going to try to get you outflanked.
And how eager are they to throw the football right now? Because when they have completed, it's been kind of floaters.
Trips to the right for the Packers. One here to the near side. Here's the snap. Lawson looking. He's going to roll. He's got a lot of open space and going to throw it back across his body. It's going to be caught and immediately hit. Amari Burst hits him at the 48. And that was one where it's just you rolled away. You did everything a quarterback's not supposed to do. You rolled to the far side and threw it back across your body. Fortunately, there was somebody there.
And now you wonder, do they start going 4-minute drill here, Kevin, just bleeding clock? BC's got 3 timeouts.
So Twins up top. They got a tight end to the right as well. Lawson out of a shotgun. He'll fake. They'll throw it out in a little extension of the run game. Out in the flat, going to be caught. And down to the BC 42, maybe 6 on the first down. It'll be 2nd and 4.
Yeah, they'll take that all day long. BC playing soft right there.
About 6. 2nd in.
And Isaac Scott's going to come off.
Cadets going to have to hustle to get off the field. He didn't get off the field. That's going to be too many men on the field and a first down anyway.
Yeah.
And Galen Houston is beside himself. And Danny Britt letting somebody have it about getting off the field.
I think Isaac a little bit banged up, but they're like, dude, you got to go.
And give Colquitt credit. They just went tempo that time. And good recognition. If the offense doesn't substitute, they do not have to wait for you to get off the field. And Colquitt declined. They declined the penalty.
Yeah, they picked it up anyway, and you're slowly, Kevin, inching your way into field goal territory.
You need somebody here to make a play for you, preferably up front. Clock rolling towards 3 minutes here. And Lawson in no hurry. He's got Hendrickson, the running back, to his left. And down to 7 on the play clock. 4 seconds. 3 seconds. They are not set one. That should be delay a game. Should be delay a game. That should be delay a game. There it is. Danny Britt saying, my goodness, how many extra seconds do you get?
Okay,
no, delay a game. Danny Britt showing off the 40 time.
Colquitt was arguing that they had tried to call a timeout there, but officials say not the case.
So that'll make it 1st and 15. And now the clock will start up again. And Colquitt in no hurry here.
No, you don't want to give BC the football back.
And good teams such as Colquitt, they know what to do in this situation. They're going to try their darndest not to give the football back. Here's the snap. Lawson looking in the slot, and it's going to be dropped. And that was fortunate as he had a man open coming back in. That was Lockett.
Yeah, he just kind of pulled the string on a little bit, little short pass, short on the pass.
So it's going to be 2nd and 15.
And BC just playing off coverage right now.
Yeah, Jonathan Black going to have to come out. He's cramping up again.
Aaron Maller's not a bad sub.
Let's see if Coach Houston changes it up, maybe plays a little tighter coverage here on.
Yeah, and you wonder, did they try to take a shot at Aaron, who just came in, at least get a pass interference?
So here's Lawson. They put an H back to the right. He takes the snap. He will read it, give it straight ahead. BC, slips out of a tackle, and Hendrickson. And that's got to be a hold on the far side. Breaks the tackle, and BC, a touchdown saving tackle.
We got a flag.
Inside the 5. Burst is down. This has got to be coming back. I don't know who it was, but somebody got absolutely turned around by Benedictine. I don't see who it was. And going against Colquitt. Now the Packer fans don't like it.
It's a clear as day a hold downfield, but they got Cam Cody kind of moving upfield a little bit and turned him.
And you got to cramp. I think it's Amari Burst. And Christian, it's not hot since the sun's gone down, but it is so very humid. Yeah. We'll step aside while they work on Amari. But that's big news that one's coming back. 2:16 to go. This is Cadet football.
BC Brothers Moving is Savannah's most trusted moving service. From residential to commercial to packing supplies, BC Brothers does it all. Let BC Brothers' energetic, trustworthy team wrap it, pack it, and move it for you. Check out BC Brothers online at bcbrothersmoving.com or give them a like on Facebook.
Welcome to Sandnat Golf Carts, where luxury meets quality. We offer a wide selection of top-notch custom golf carts to suit your every need. With our extensive inventory, you're sure to find the ride of your dreams. Plus, our flexible financing options make it easier than ever to drive one off the lot today. Whether you're cruising the neighborhood or joyriding with the family, Sandnat Golf Carts is here to provide exceptional service every step of the way. Visit us today to elevate your ride.
Welcome back here to Moultrie. 24 apiece, just outside 2 minutes to go. Mari Burst walked off on his own power, but looked like he'd been riding a horse for about 2 weeks. I don't think he's coming back in the game, Christian, cramping up pretty bad.
Yeah, that's a big blow because he's been playing wide receiver and safety.
So here comes Colquitt County. Clock is running after the injury timeout. And they're going to go power here. They got everybody lined up tight to the left with Stokes. Quarterback snap is fumbled. BC's on it.
I don't think he got it.
How did he not get it? Scott fell on it. Yes, he did! What a recovery. You said you needed a play, Christian. They gave you one.
Now just get off the field.
An unforced error by Colquitt, and BC capitalized. And way to be heads up on the offside.
How about big Isaac Scott? He had to come out with an injury a little while ago. Johnny on the spot right there for BC. And you got 157 here, Kevin.
And an offense that's been moved can eat this 2 minutes. And Colquitt may have to start thinking about, depending on how these first couple plays go. I mean, all honesty, you don't have the field goal kicking you had a year ago, but how far do you need to go here?
And Kevin, we haven't seen Bubba Frazier since, I think, the second quarter.
BC running a man off. They're trying to get lined up. And a lot of attrition here for the Cadets. Here's the snap. Inside give. Stanley Smart cuts right side. Makes a man miss. Across the 45. They sling him ahead to the 48-yard line. And a big gain on first down keeps you on schedule.
And now Stanley Smart's hobbling. He won't come out.
He looks like he's on the edge of cramping up. And they have utilized him like a workhorse back tonight. 5 wides now on second and call it 4.
And fans urging BC to go fast, but I like them being in control here.
They'll fake it to Smart. Cannon going to keep it himself. Design run off the left side. Trying to get the corner. Turn in across the midfield. And out of bounds. He is right at the stick. Danny Britt's going to look at it. And he'll lobby for the first down. If it's not, it's going to be, that's third down and about a foot. And I think this is where, they're going to go jumbo. And Christian, this is where your quarterback 6'4", you fall ahead if it's me.
Exactly.
You need the 49. The nose of the ball is touching the 50. Give it to number 10, and they got the wrong personnel out there. Clock is stopped with 1:15. Big play here for both teams. 1 yard keeps the drive going out of the I formation. Somebody moved. Doggone it. Third and short. How many times is that, Christian, that somebody hopped?
Guyton.
And that hurts because Cannon wasn't even under center, really, at that point.
And Danny Britt's arguing that there's guys crossing the line, drawing them off. And he's not wrong, but the official 9 times out of 10 isn't going to call that on the defense.
So 3rd and 6. You need the Colquitt 49. Ball's now back at the BC 45. And now what do you do?
I think you find your playmaker, and the only available one you got right now is Aaron Mallard.
He's in the tail of that eye. They'll shift everybody heavy to the left. Here's the snap. They go left, and Mallard's going to get spun around. I mean, why did he fling with the ball?
Stephen
Cannon just saved the day. The ball came shooting out. I don't know if he was trying to pitch it to Cannon or what, but that was disaster avoided. And now Colquitt's going to call timeout as Cannon picked it up. He got tackled back at the BC 30. And that'll make you hold your breath, Christian Gokel.
Yeah, I don't know how Stephen Cannon knew to be there, but he just kind of kept backing up like he was playing safety. And the ball just spun out. If you're BC, you can argue, hey, forward progress was stopped, but they just kept spinning them. That ball eventually popped out right into Stephen Cannon's arms. It's a terrible play, but it's an unbelievable play by Stephen Cannon.
All right, Christian, so here's the issue at hand. You need a good punt if you ever had one in you right here.
You ain't lying.
A 20-yard punt puts Colquitt at midfield with about a minute
and 2 timeouts.
And 2 timeouts. And while Colquitt's got a good field goal kicker, I don't know if he's quite as good as what they've seen from BC in the past.
And we got fans getting into it.
And now we're trying to keep people separated down there. I think some BC fans were getting upset that Colquitt fans were talking to their players up by the fence. And they are really getting into it down there. And now you're going to have some people break this up.
And you got a punt going on meanwhile.
Yeah, here's the punt. It hits at midfield, takes a BC bounce. Going to be fielded at the 40 and ahead to the 45-yard line. We got a little bit of I think the police are over there, the stadium security. You got the BC parents saying they're talking to our players. I think you see QB1's dad down there, Larson Little's dad over there trying to keep some of the BC parents back.
Yeah, I mean, the Colquitt fans are right on our fence screaming at the players, but I mean, that's football, man.
And you still see it now. The cops are telling the BC folks to get back. I don't think they're gonna like that too much.
Well, Kevin, while that's happening, we got a daggone football game on the field.
Yeah, you had a little scrum. There was definitely some shoving going on here on the sideline amongst the fans and parents.
You got to have composure, everyone. It's been a tightly contested football game.
I think.
But BC's defense got to make a stand here.
I think you get in these kind of territories. Here we go, 1st and 10. Here's the give straight ahead. BC going to stack it up at the 49 and
blow the whistle.
How much forward progress do you get to have? Still going at the 40, the 39 down to the 35.
That's unbelievable.
And Danny Britt's got to be beside himself. The play was stopped at around midfield.
That's dangerous, and that's bad officiating.
And they pushed the pile 15 yards when forward progress should have been stopped. Now let's watch the replay. Into the stack. It's not moving. It's not moving. They actually go backwards, and now it moves ahead. That's tough if you're BC.
And if you're BC, you got to think about burning a timeout just to get your guys back into it.
Here's the snap. Lawson going to roll to his right, looking, throw it underneath, and at the feet, incomplete. 26 seconds. It'll be 2nd and 10 from the BC 37. Well, we got a lot going on here.
You ain't lying, Kevin. I mean, if you've ever stood on your head before as a defense, it's time to do it right now.
So it'll be 2nd down here for Colquitt with 26 seconds. And here's the snap. Lawson looking, going to throw it, the screen underneath, going to be caught, immediately hit at the 37. Really a gain of 1 maybe. And now Colquitt going to call timeout on 3rd down with 16 seconds. Now, Christian, it's about, you really can't let them get maybe 7 to 10 more yards and at least give them a chance. Right now you're talking about a
52
yard, and I don't know too many. I mean, even with the leg we saw from Benedictine in years past, that's a tough, hey, go get it for us, 52-yarder.
But you got to keep it right there. What a football game, man.
Coming right down to it. And you don't know what was discussed prior to the game, if they're going to play a short overtime or if they're just going to say that's it.
Yeah, I mean, in a game like this, non-region, up to the coaches.
And this is one of those, as hot and humid as it is, I know ties suck, Christian, but if you're Danny Britt, you might say I'll take it.
Yeah, and it's just, I'd say they say the same thing. They're starting running backs out, are starting wide receivers out. Like, it's
everybody out there for BC's kind of got that walk of, I got a cramp on the horizon.
I mean, it's felt like a playoff game since the opening kick.
So here it is, 3rd down and 8 from the BC 35.
Gotta get up here, guys. 2
receivers to the right. They'll put an H-back to the right. Stokes to the right of quarterback Lawson. Lawson going to roll to his right, looking, going to try to throw it underneath. It is caught and out of bounds at the 21-yard line, right on the chalk. They're going to say he caught it 9 seconds. Let's see if Colquitt tries to mess with running another play. They got 1 timeout, or if they try to kick it right here.
That was a great play call. You just boot away from Guyton, and a comeback route right there against. I'd say depleted secondary at best.
So Colquitt with 9 seconds. They're going to run a play here. I wonder if they're going to try to center it or actually run a play. They got Jumbo to the left. Lawson going to take it, run it to his left. He slipped, and he's going to be tackled. Ball's out. I think he got it back at the 20.
My goodness, it fell back to him.
2 seconds.
Houston stripped it.
I think BC could have got away with a face mask there too.
All right, so here we go.
So 1 second officially on the clock. The ball's about 5 yards off the right hash. This will be, Christian, a 37-yarder. I think he's got the leg for 37 yards.
You got some tall guys, Kevin, that you can stick in the middle and just try to get up high. And, yeah, this is well within his range. Like I said, he hit from 50 during warm-ups. But, I mean, that's not live fire.
So Josh Scroggins will come on to kick it for Colquitt with 1 second. So Scroggins, a right-footed kicker. A 37-yarder, almost in the middle of the field, Christian. Maybe a little bit to the right.
If you're Danny Britt, do you call a timeout? Yep.
Yeah, Danny Britt wants a timeout here with 1 second.
He's going to ice him.
And again, he's a young man that's got talent. He's a senior, been in some of these situations, but it's game 1 of the season with the game on the line. So Benedictine in a timeout. Christian, what a game.
What a game. Either way, both teams starting the season out like this is going to pay dividends later in the year.
For week 1, heck of an effort by both teams. Plenty to work on. I know we'll talk to Danny Britt, and I'm sure he'll say plenty to work on. So here we go. 37-yarder off the right foot of Josh Scroggins. And BC wants another timeout. Now you can't take him on the bus with you.
Yeah, in college and the NFL, you can't call back-to-back like that.
And just the mind games. You go out there, and I know some kickers will say, just keep calling timeout. It actually dials me in a little bit. Yep. But Colquitt has not been without their snap issues tonight on special teams, Christian. So if you get a low snap, throw off the timing.
And even the short field goals that he did hit is close.
No wind really to speak of at the ballpark. It feels like a little breeze blowing in our face, but that's across the field, and it's not that strong.
No, I mean, it's picture-perfect kicking conditions. It's just...
And, of course, the artificial turf here at Colquitt County. So here we go, part 3. Does BC still have another timeout?
They do.
They could use another one.
And Danny's down there with them.
So Scroggins.
Or you just make them think you're going to call it.
So here's the snap. It's up. The kick is a line driver, and it is
right
through the middle and good. And Colquitt's going to win it 27-24. A heck of a ball game here tonight in Moultrie. It doesn't go Benedictine's way, and the Packers run across the field like they won the state championship tonight, but an unbelievable game to start the high school football season between two state powers, and it comes down to a 1 second, 37-yard field goal.
Yeah, I think this is 15 or 16 in a row season openers for Colquitt. So they're tough to beat at home, and they're tough to beat in a season opener. But, man, if nothing else, you just played in a playoff game in week 1, and that's going to pay a lot of dividends. You made a lot of mistakes. And that's
like
being,
170 yards of penalties.
Kind, Kevin. That's being kind.
So
you're going to learn more about who you are as a team off the field than you are in terms of execution on the field tonight.
Certainly, and I think a big week of practice upcoming. It don't get any easier next week with Buford coming to Savannah, and we will be there for that one. We'll come back. We'll have the attorney Jonathan Dunn post-game show. We'll put a bow on this. We'll look to chat with Danny Britt. We'll name our Cool Vibes Pizza player of the game. A lot of candidates for BC tonight, and we'll do that when we return. This is Cadet Football presented by Cash and Carry.
Criminal defense, family law, child custody, DUI, and divorce. When so much is on the line, you need expert legal representation. The one to call is Savannah's own Jonathan V. Dunn, PC, attorney at law. Voted the Thomson Reuters super lawyer consecutively since 2023 and an Avo top attorney rating of 9.7. You can count on Jonathan V. Dunn to leave no stone unturned to deliver the justice you seek. Contact 912-200-9352 or online at jvdattorney.com. Bowtie Barbecue Company at 6724 Waters Avenue in Savannah serves up barbecue both familiar and new, made by hand and made with love. Family friendly and relaxed, Bowtie takes great pride in the by hand preparation of high quality beef ribs, smoked chicken, pork spare ribs, and more. Come join the Bowtie family. Ask about our food truck and catering too. Bowtie Barbecue Company, Southern charm naturally. Look for them online at Bowtie Barbecue CO. BC Brothers Moving is Savannah's most trusted moving service. From residential to commercial to packing supplies, BC Brothers does it all. Let BC Brothers' energetic, trustworthy team wrap it, pack it, and move it for you. Check out BC Brothers online at bcbrothersmoving.com or give them a like on Facebook.
Welcome to Sandnat Golf Carts, where luxury meets quality. We offer a wide selection of top-notch custom golf carts to suit your every need. With our extensive inventory, you're sure to find the ride of your dreams. Plus, our flexible financing options make it easier than ever to drive one off the lot today. Whether you're cruising the neighborhood or joyriding with the family, Sandnat Golf Carts is here to provide exceptional service every step of the way. Visit us today to elevate your ride.
Welcome back here to Moultrie. The attorney Jonathan Dunn post-game show is upon us. Colquitt kicks a 37-yard field goal as time expires to beat BC tonight. And Christian, what a game. Expect nothing less. Everybody said, hey, this is going to be a heck of a football game in Moultrie tonight. It certainly was. I think if you're Benedictine, you've got an excellent football team. You lined up and played power football with a 6A powerhouse tonight. And when you needed to, crammed it down their throat. Running the football. And I know a lot of people say, well, what about Stephen Cannon? He had his moments, but you lined it up and ran the football against him with authority. Stanley Smart, a great game. You did a lot of this in the second half. Josh Washington was out. I mean, the last couple of drives, no JoJo Sutton, no Josh Washington, no Bubba Frazier.
You didn't have Bubba Frazier
and
for the whole second half.
You were trying to get it done with a chance to win. So unbelievable effort. It came up the wrong way. I think the 10,000-foot view, 8 seconds after the game is over, is you can't commit as many penalties as BC did, and I would venture to guess it was close to 200 yards when they added all up,
right.
Christian, at the end of the day. At least 160, 100. I mean, they had 2 drives that totaled over 70 yards worth of penalties alone. So I think if you clean that up, you probably win the football game tonight, but you didn't, and you didn't. So a lot to work on if you're BC.
Yeah, I mean, number one, you have to start with composure, and I think you saw it. You had fans getting into it tonight. It was one of those kind of games where when it comes down to it at the end of the season, this game does not matter for both of these teams in their playoff hunt, but man, you want to win these games. You're coming out to a great facility like this against a great team, and you want to win that football game. This is competitive guys out there, 4A against a state power coming over here. So you want to win the football game, but you have to be composed, and you can't have the silly penalties. And you had some leaders out there tonight giving up 15 yards like they were handing out candy. And I think that's going to be the number one thing. There's some stuff play call-wise. I think both when they go back and look, they're going to be questioning both sides of the ball. But I think all in all, both coordinators called a good game. It was just mistakes on the field that you can't have over and over again, and a lot of them were mental.
Christian, how many times did you have 3rd and 1 tonight turn into 3rd and 5?
Right.
A lot. 3rd and 4 turned into 3rd and 9 just off of a flinch. I know you could say if you're a fan, hey, maybe they weren't all penalties. We feel it was maybe not going that way. It still got called. And, you know, it's one of those where you go back and look at the tape and say, too many guys, too many penalties cost us when it mattered most. Even there at the end of the game, you know, I think BC might have gotten away with a face mask, or it would have been even closer for the field goal when that ball came out. So, you know, stuff that'll clean up, and not too much to be read into week 1. I mean, Buford next week. And if you talk to Danny Britt, which we will hear in just a little bit, he'll say, look, you play these games right now for a reason. That was a heavyweight fight the first week of the season, and we went toe-to-toe. Despite all our flaws, went toe-to-toe with them. And Buford next week, I'd imagine you'll see a better effort from the penalty standpoint, and go to toe and go. I would hope so too. You go toe to toe with them, and then the schedule gets, I say, immensely easier. I mean, you only have Ware and Warner Robins and Perry left coming up, but again, these two teams right out of the gate, I mean, that's a tall task, and kudos for not shying away from anybody. You were a second away from possibly having a tie on the road. I mean, this is one of the tougher places to play last 10, 15 years in Georgia high school football. You come to South Georgia, the whole daggum county's out here at the football game tonight. So tough place to go play. You put your teams in that situation and you learn from it. And you look at BC teams of the past. They go to Christopher Columbus, play a tough game, get beat, come back, go to Buford, lose. They don't lose a game the rest of the season after a tough start there. So these opportunities, tonight the bus ride back, it sucks, right? You came all the way over to Moultrie and you came up on the short end. It's a heck of a football game, Christian. You lose on a last-second field goal, and to me, despite all that, all of the things bad that you can look at on tape and say, we didn't do this, you had a chance to win the football game. So I think you're disappointed, but a lot to build on, and this is a dang good football team that BC's running out here in 2025.
Yeah, I think that's the frustrating part is you can see the talent, but they can't stay on the field right now with soft tissue stuff, cramps, and just lingering kind of pulls and stuff like that, where it's like you're under like, man, if this is Ware County or Warner Robins, do you kind of want them to try to push that out a little bit and stay on the field? But for right now, I think they're being very careful with their guys because they're going to need them later in the season. But right now, you see the talent. Are you able to funnel it and turn it into a dominant football team? And again, this is why you play games like this. This is why you play Camden last week, where you're going to get tested by the best in 6A, and then you're going to come back and you're going to try to make your run in 4A. And hopefully it's kind of like swinging with the weight on the bat. It's feeling a little bit lighter once you get there. But, Kevin, it's a very raw product right now, to say the least, compared to some of the BC teams of the past.
Certainly. And, again, a lot to hang your hat on moving into next week, and certainly a lot to say if you clean this up, then a completely different story moving ahead into the rest of the season. Time now to name our Cool Vibes Pizza Player of the Game. Christian, a lot of people you could give it to. I mean, where are you leaning here? I know who I have in mind, but I'll see where you go, and we'll see if we can agree.
Offensively, I'd say Stanley Smart. Defensively, I'd give it to Isaac Scott. I thought he played really, really well from his defensive end position, but just in terms of production, I'd give it to Stanley Smart.
Yeah, I was leaning that direction as well. Stanley Smart, our Cool Vibes Pizza Player of the Game. And Christian, for the first time, I think even last year, I don't know if you could say that about Stanley, is Stanley was a power back tonight. It was, hey, we're going to give it to you 5-6 times in a row. They know you're getting it. We know you're getting it. You got to go get us yards. And he was able to do that, ran hard, broke tackles, got some big first downs, were able to move the chains several times running hard tonight. And I think the development of that with the speed game that we'll see throughout the year from the wideouts and skill position players, you couple that power with the speed, that's a dangerous combination against anybody.
Yeah, and that was, I think, the frustrating thing with watching the offense tonight is there's just never that play where you break one. It was, you had to grind out 5, 6, 7 yards at a time, and you just weren't able to bust one like BC does so consistently. And again, you're playing one of the best teams in the state in Colquitt, and they're coming back with a lot of really talented guys. But I mean, as much as you want to say BC was banged up tonight, Colquitt without their number one back for most of the game. We didn't really see Jay Lamar after the first quarter. Again, Bubba Frazier for BC out. Curious what these teams look like at full strength and not committing penalties. Because, again, everything we're saying over here, not quite to the extent BC is going to be saying it, but Colquitt saying, hey, we were a play or two away from losing that football game, and a lot of that would have been on ourselves.
Yeah, no Mekhi Williams tonight, no Wyatt Estabrook, so Cadets were shorthanded at some key spots. Again, in a game like this, you can say, would they have made a difference? Who knows? It's hard to say. The penalties wouldn't have been committed anyways when it's all said and done, but you certainly miss those guys, and I think they expect maybe to have one or both of those guys potentially back next week for Buford. You know as well as anybody, once the cramps start, that's pretty much it for the night. You can't run them away when those get started.
It doesn't start tonight. It starts the week before, and it's just that's the frustrating thing for the coaches is like they're doing their best to inform these players about staying hydrated and getting ready for these football games. And you've been practicing and stuff hotter than this. if you're playing big-time Georgia high school football, you got to be able to go.
I think Danny Britt took the team to the locker room real quick. They were normally talking on the field, but I think the way it was going late in the game, they came over, sang the alma mater, and went to the bus. We'll try to get Coach Britt up here to join us as we continue on. But now, as you said, the quick turnaround to Buford coming up next week.
Yeah, and again, you're going to have to get some guys right just physically to be able to go out there and compete with a Buford team that is extraordinary on defense, and I'd say probably frustrated coming off of their offensive performance where they put up 20 points against an outstanding Milton defense that went and won a state championship last year. But Kevin, Buford's coming to town, and they're just trying to make you just another mark on their wall this season on a march towards Mercedes-Benz and a potential state championship. BC's got a lot of work to do over these next 7 days because Buford's coming to town with ill intentions, and they got an extra day of rest.
Absolutely. We'll come back. We'll step aside. We'll look to chat with the head man, Danny Britt, about tonight's ball game and look ahead to Buford next week. This is Cadet Football on Watch BC Sports.
When it comes to blocking all the obstacles that life throws your way, let Bernard Williams and Auto Owners Insurance help you dodge the hits, analyze the playing field, and run the ball all the way home. We shield you so you can have peace of mind when it comes to auto, home, life, or business insurance. As one of the oldest and most respected independent insurance agencies in the Southeast, we know what it means to stand behind the people we protect head on. Trust in the power of the Shield since 1934. For more information, go to thepoweroftheshield.com.
Welcome to Sandnat Golf Carts, where luxury meets quality. We offer a wide selection of top-notch custom golf carts to suit your every need. With our extensive inventory, you're sure to find the ride of your dreams. Plus, our flexible financing options make it easier than ever to drive one off the lot today. Whether you're cruising the neighborhood or joyriding with the family, Sandnat Golf Carts is here to provide exceptional service every step of the way. Visit us today to elevate your ride.
BC Brothers Moving is Savannah's most trusted moving service. From residential to commercial to packing supplies, BC Brothers does it all. Let BC Brothers' energetic, trustworthy team wrap it, pack it, and move it for you. Check out BC Brothers online at bcbrothersmoving.com or give them a like on Facebook.
Welcome back here to the Attorney Jonathan Dunn post-game show as we are here in Moultrie tonight. Final score, Colquitt County 27, Benedictine 24. Packers drop in a 37-yard field goal as time expired to win the football game here tonight. So tough one for BC to come up on the short end, but a lot to build upon going ahead into 2025 and the season just 1 week old here this evening. Colquitt County, a good football team, and they've got a big tradition. And again, a tough place to play. I would say Christian is tough an environment because it's, again, you say, oh, it's a 6A school, huge stadium. It's really not much bigger than Memorial Stadium. And I would say that the seats are closer to the field, maybe don't even go as high up. And you had a lot of Colquitt County fans sitting over here on the visitor side of the stadium tonight as well. So again, it's one of those old school stadiums. The fence is right there next to the bench. The walkway is right there next to the fence. And you had a little stuff happening there. But, I mean, the fans are right on top of you letting you hear it. And a tough place to play tonight. And Colquitt Coach Britt is taking the stroll up here, Christian, as we will chat with him here about tonight's football game. You know, from his standpoint, he'll say a lot of good, but I've got to imagine the number of penalties, that's not Benedictine football. And I think he'll be probably the first one to say it when we ask him about it coming up here.
No, there's a few things I think he'll point to and be very happy with, but I think a lot of that page is going to be read when he's making notes coming up tonight and tomorrow morning. So I would not want to be a BC cadet on Monday.
So Coach Britt making his way up here, and we'll give him a chance to get the headphones on. First off, Coach Britt, before we get into the good, the bad, the what have you of the football game, quite the environment for a high school football game. I know that's why you schedule games like that. Unfortunately, you came up on the wrong side, but just talk about playing in this place tonight and to start the season with that kind of football game.
Yeah, I mean, obviously incredible venue, incredible atmosphere. Competition was great. And, it's everything, we talked about, everything we wanted. And, I told the kids in that regard, I'm very proud of them.
Coach, we were talking, and we figured you would say that's not BC football the way you played tonight in terms of the penalties. And I was hard-pressed to remember a football team you coached that had that many personal fouls and unsportsmanlike called, it specifically back-to-back like that. Just what was that tonight? Was that just early season frustration? Was it maybe some stuff that was retaliatory? You were the second man getting the call. What did you kind of see tonight?
What that is embarrassing. I just told the team, I told them first, I was very proud of the effort, the physicality, the passion, all of that was exactly what we want. It was undisciplined football. Extremely, we would have won. We should have won the football game, and we gave it away by being undisciplined. I can't remember when I said that about one of our teams, and certainly we shouldn't do that as a military school. So we're going to find a way to correct that. I think there's all kind of things. I think some people need to learn how to control the emotion. Some people may have to decide if they want to be on the football team or not, because it was selfish, and we're going to fix that one way or another.
Coach, tonight also outside of the penalties, it seemed like a lot of guys. It wasn't necessarily hot, but it was muggy tonight. And you had a lot of guys that were cramping up, and we noticed, especially offensively, last 2 or 3 drives, you were missing a lot of guys at the skill positions.
Yeah, well, we kind of were in a pickle. I didn't really want to mention it much, but when we lost both of our safeties, which just shifted everything. So we have a number of guys that skill guys, but they started having to play a lot of football, and then Bubba comes in and he has to play offense, defense, special teams. So it started to get to us. Now we will get better with that. You'll play into that. Hopefully we can get the guys back, and when you're missing 3 guys, in that skill group, it just kind of really slows us down.
Coach thought Stanley Smart really ran the ball like a power back tonight. I know he's got the speed, but you guys coming out second half really at times lined up against a 6A team that's big and said, we're going to cram it down your throat. And a lot of times you did just that.
We did. I did. Like I said, that sort of, all of that, all the physicality, all of that, I'm very proud of. We just kept hurting ourselves, and we can't do that. It's not BC football, like you said earlier. It's not what the school represents. It's not what I represent, and we're going to have to fix it.
Coach, defensively tonight, again, outside of the penalties, it never seemed like they put together a huge drive on you all night long. Speak to defensively, Coach Houston and his game plan. He had a lot of guys flying to the football, and they tried to power run against you, and for the most part, you guys were able to lock that down.
Yeah, we felt like, that's what they were going to have to do. That's what they want to do, and that we could, with our front 7, we could definitely stop it. We did not feel like they should get behind us, and then they got behind us on that one. It was a double post, and, a sophomore mistake, just he'll learn from that and move forward.
Coach, your kicking game, I know it's kind of a work in progress here this season, but some good, some bad with that as well. Where do you kind of feel you're at, considering Chris and I were talking about this in the scrimmage? Like, these guys have basically been with you since late summer, trying to feel like, hey, I'm going to kick. Oh, it's almost August. So where do you feel you're at with the kicking game? Both guys did some good stuff. Both guys had some moments.
Yeah, we're getting better. It is frustrating. I know we've been spoiled because we just had a succession plan of kickers, and we just didn't have it this time. So those guys are new. Now, again, I think they're talented and will get better and better every week, which they have. So to a certain degree, there's going to have to be some patience there, even though, we're playing major 6A programs here. So it's kind of hard to do.
Coach, next week, Buford comes to your place this time. Talk about building from this and getting ready to play them next Friday.
Yeah. And again, we got to fix the discipline issue. And we're going to talk about it and sit down and figure out exactly how to do that. And then, try to get healthy and get ready to go play. We can build from this. Obviously, we played a very good team. I think we're going to see a lot of good things on tape and just really kick ourselves for giving up this game. We should have won it.
Coach Danny Britt joining us here post-game. Coach, thanks. Safe ride back home.
All right, thank you very much.
Coach Danny Britt joining us here on the post-game show, and a tough one tonight. Went down to literally the final buzzer. We'll come back. We'll put a wrap on this one at the Hog Pen in Moultrie. This is Watch BC Sports.
Criminal defense, family law, DUI, and divorce. You need representation. The one to call is Savannah's own Jonathan V. Dunn, PC, attorney at law. Voted a Thomson Reuters super lawyer consecutively since 2023. Online at jvdattorney.com.
Welcome back here to the Hog Pen in Moultrie. Windowless here at the Hog Pen in Moultrie. And final score 27-24. Christian, tough one tonight. We just heard from Danny Britt, and after he gets a chance to look at the tape, you get to get more in depth. Join us, watch BC Sports, or head out to Bowtie Barbecue on Thursdays, high noon, and you sit down with Coach and the Danny Britt Show every single Thursday.
I think the only thing potentially more dangerous than the hot buffalo sauce would be asking Danny Britt about the personal fouls if you come to Bowtie.
I don't think his opinion is going to change much between now and Thursday on that one.
No, but he might get tired of hearing about it. So let's keep it light. We'll be focused on Buford by Thursday. So excited if you can't come out at noon. We got a whole lot to talk about with Coach Britt. It's a 30-minute show. I wish it could be 3 hours because we got that much to talk about, but got to put this one in the rear view. Like I said, I think there's some stuff to build off. And if anything, it's like you kind of learned last year with Buford. I know it was heartbreaking at the end. You lose on the final play, kind of like today, but you know you can play with anybody. And I think that if there's anything to take away tonight for BC, when you put your best foot forward, you can play with anybody.
Certainly. And again, tough one tonight. But again, one of the best teams, one of the best games in the state tonight here in Moultrie. And Christian, I mean, it lived up to the building. Everybody got their $10 worth tonight.
Hey, if you ask the Massey Index, it was supposed to be 38-19 Colquitt. So I think BC came out here and played well.
Yeah, they certainly did. That'll do it for us. He's Christian Gokel. I'm Kevin Thomas. Enjoy your evening. Dial us up next time on Watch BC Sports and BC Football, presented by Cash and Carry.